Welcome, Ellwood City sports fans, to Lincoln High School Big Gym here at Lincoln High School in Ellwood City, PA. Tonight we have a really good matchup. It is Pink Out Night here in Ellwood City. Tonight we have your Ellwood City Wolverines taking on the Beaver Bobcats from Beaver County. The Beaver Bobcats come into play at 10-1 record, a very good, solid team. They play in, I believe, the division up. I think they play in 3A. Section-wise and division-wise, while Wolverines here in 2A are sitting here at 8-5. An unfortunate loss last week to Shenango puts them pretty much locked into that fourth seed in the playoff system for the MAC conference, but they got a couple things to finish off here. Not only do they have Beaver tonight, tomorrow night they got Mohawk, and then they finish up the regular season with a trip. I think, was it Freedom? No, I didn't say. No, Beaver Falls. Beaver Falls.
Beaver Falls.
Yeah. The schedule's crazy this week. We've got Beaver, Mohawk, Beaver Falls. That's the schedule this week. So this is the 14th match for the Wolverines, barring the 12th match for the Beaver Bobcats. This is a non-conference matchup, so this game doesn't necessarily mean too much towards conference play. You could say it's kind of nice. This would be a benefit towards Ellwood if Ellwood does win this game. That's a big look for them as a 4 seed in the 2A. If Beaver wins, it's meant to be. They're the 3A team that we're against the 2A team. So we'll see what happens here. Nice out-of-conference game matchup. This game was scheduled for last week on Monday, the 11th. Unfortunately, there was an issue here at the Big Gym, a water main break, so that kind of shut down the whole concept of varsity volleyball here. So this is the makeup game. And with that being said, it's also Pink Out Night. So you'll see a couple of the players wearing their warm-up jerseys with the pink out. Hey, we're repping it too. Once again, my name, Brad Winhorst, bringing you live coverage alongside with Dakota Marshall. Thad Sturgeon has the night off tonight. He's resting and getting ready for tomorrow night. That'll be our next broadcast here, back 24 hours later. We'll see the varsity girls compete against Mohawk in a MAC conference. That will also be senior night. I'm trying to get some confirmation of when they're going to do senior night. It sounds like they're going to do it between the two matchups. So we'll probably be on most likely between that game at 7 o'clock. But we'll keep you posted on what happens there. I know between Athletic Director Kurt Gusnelli and then Lisa Carlisle, she definitely helps us out, the secretary for the Wolverines.
All right, starting lineup for Beaver, we have number 38.
Okay, so number 38 is Allie Williams.
Number 16.
Number 16 being Tessa Miller.
I can't see the number. She's at a bad angle for me to see who's beside number 16.
Right. Let's go to the front line here. Number
right.
25.
Yep, 25.
Grace Vinipal.
15.
Number 15, I do not have.
28.
28. Kylie Conley.
And 37 was the one I couldn't see.
Reagan Carroll. And I believe, what?
The libero came in number 35.
Number 35, Sarah Poskin. So we'll try. We do not have an official roster here for Beaver Bobcats. We have something printed off, so we'll see what we can do. Here's the first serve. And the first serve goes into the net, so early point for the Wolverines.
Starting lineup for the Wolverines, we have number 7 who's going to be serving for us.
And that is Morgan Bunger, the junior, 5'6". Here's Morgan with the serve. Backside line for Beaver. They go and tap it up over. Good play there by Delaney Sturgeon. She hits it back up all over the Beaver side. They go right to the net there by Nasera. Hit hard by number 3, Emma Figueroa, just a little bit outside.
So you said Delaney, you said Emma Figueroa. Number 11, Rosansky's in there. Number 5, I think Nasera.
Yep.
Is in there. Number 7, I believe I see.
Yep. So Morgan Bunger. We'll get all the names here as this game progresses. Usually our varsity level, we kind of get them all ready to go. Hit there once again by number 3, Emma Figueroa, out of bounds.
And I believe that was number 36 serving. So now it's Beaver up 2-1 against Ellwood.
So number 36 being Taylor Young for the Beaver Bobcats. Here's the serve. Hit there to Delaney Sturgeon. She hits it up. Nasera unfortunately hits it the wrong direction. Point for the Bobcats.
So number 36 serving once again for Beaver.
Yep. So Miss Young for Beaver Bobcats serving here. Hit there to Rosansky. Hit to the front line to Sarah. She'll tap it up for Kreitzer. There's the hit. It drops and falls.
So that's a point for the Wolverines, now 2-3, with number 5, Nasera, serving for Ellwood. Once one of the players gets the ball out of the corner.
It's awesome. We get to see all these players talking and communicating, and one thing you got to remember is to grab the volleyball.
So Nasera with the serve for Ellwood.
There's the serve. Nice arcing serve there. Hit to that far side. Set up by the Beaver Bobcats. Tapped over by number 36, and that was Taylor Young. Set up here for Kreitzer. Cross shot. Hit the wall. Comes right back. Set up for the Bobcats. Out of bounds off of number 36, Taylor Young.
Point for the Wolverines, now 3-all.
So first set here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Varsity matchup is at 7:30 tonight. Here's a serve by Nasera. Backline once again for the Bobcats. Set up, going to be tapped over by number 37, Regan Carroll. Set up for Kreitzer. Taps over to Rosansky. Backline for the Bobcats. Set up by number 35, Sharpless. Tap back over to Nasera. Up for Kreitzer. Over this time to Figueroa, unfortunately, into the net.
So that's point for the Bobcats. Now the libero, number 35, is going to be serving for the Bobcats.
So 5'3", freshman number 35, Sophia Sharpless. Serve into the net, and the Wolverines get that point.
All right, now 4-all with Emma Figueroa now serving, number 3 for the Wolverines.
Emma's a freshman, 5'8". Good serve there, that back line. Beaver does get it up and over. Tapped over by the Wolverines, and it falls.
So point for the Wolverines now, 5-4.
I know
Emma's
one
serve forthcoming.
And I know one thing that Dakota and I were talking about when we saw the girls come in for Beaver. Their JV team is a little bit shorter from the floor up, but I tell you what, their varsity team, wow, they've got some tree trunks, shall we say, over
Here's
there.
the serve.
Set up here by Beaver, unfortunately on the score table out of bounds.
So another point for the Wolverines. Emma Figueroa with serve forthcoming.
So Figueroa here, a couple points in a row. Good serve. Backline once again to the Beaver Bobcats. Set up here to the front line. They do get it up and over. Set up for Nasera. Over to Delaney Sturgeon. Good hit there. Backline. Nice play by Bobcats. Tapped up, unfortunately, by 35, Sarah Poskin, and that was 3 hits.
All right, so another point for the Wolverines, 7-4. Emma with the serve.
So Figueroa once again serving for the Wolverines. Doing a pretty darn good job here. First set. Tap back over. Set up by Nasera. Up for Sturgeon. Over Rosansky. Does get made play by number 38. Set up here by Nasera. Taps back over to Rosansky. She swings back a little bit far, out of bounds.
All right, so that brings up a point for the Bobcats, 5-7. And let's see.
Couple substitutions. Looks like number 3 is going to be checking in, and unfortunately I do not have a number.
But she will be serving for the Bobcats.
Yep. Here's the serve. Nice jump serve. Unfortunately hits Figueroa out of bounds for the Beaver Bobcats.
So point for the Bobcats now, 6-7. Number 3 serving again.
Head coach for the Beaver Bobcats tonight is Susan Paulins. Unfortunately, do not have the assistant coach. Tap there. Good play by Nasera to help out Figueroa, and it falls. Good recovery by the Wolverines.
So point for the Wolverines now, 8-6. Number 25, Kreitzer, I believe, serving for the Wolverines.
5'4", Caitlin Kreitzer, freshman for the Wolverines. Good arcing serve once again. Set up for number 37, tapped over by Reagan Carroll. Set up to that front line, Delaney Sturgeon off the wall, and it falls. Point for the Wolverines.
Now 9-6, Caitlin Kreitzer serving once again for the Wolverines.
So far, the Wolverines much more efficient in this one than the previous matchup against Shenango. Very good start for the JV squad. Here's the serve by Kreitzer. Good serve once again to that back line, Sharpless. Set up here for number 37, Carroll. Tapped up by Nasera, up to Rosansky, back to Nasera. She'll tap it up and over. catches Sharpless a little bit off guard. Hit over by number 38, Williams. Set up by Nasera over to Bungar off that front line. It falls. Number 7, Morgan Bungar.
Point for the Wolverines, 10-6. Caitlin Kreitzer serving once again.
So the Wolverines starting to kind of get some separation here early. First set, best of 3 in the JV level. 10-6, 4-point lead for the Wolverines. Here's a serve by Kreitzer. Back line, number 36 hitting there, Taylor Young. To the front line, getting it over is number 37, Carroll. Set up for Nasera, back line to Rosansky. She'll swing. Unfortunately, kind of missed that one with the fall through. Point for the Bobcats.
Yeah, that would have been 4 hits for the Wolverines. So now we have,
I think, another substitution. Number 28 coming in, Kylie Conley.
number 37 serving for the Bobcats.
That's going to be Sophia Sharpless. Or sorry, 37 is Reagan Carroll. My apologies. Set up for Delaney. Good hit there to the back line of Beaver. Set up here. The front line, unfortunately, number 28, who just checked in, Kylie Conley, mishits the ball.
So point for the Wolverines now 11-7. And Rosansky will now be serving for the Wolverines.
Yep, substitution once again for the Bobcats. You'll see a lot of that, folks, tonight with the offense-defensive switch. Good serve by Rosansky. Front line tapped up there, set up. Good play there by number 16, tapping it over, Tessa Miller. And a good assist there by number 38, Allie Williams.
So point for the Bobcats now 8-11. And
Couple
once
substitutions.
they figure out what's going on, I will tell you who's serving.
Right.
All right, looks like number 7 is going to be serving for the Bobcats.
Yep. And number 7 is a sophomore, 5'7", Ava Lemasters. So here's a serve by Lemasters. Good hit there by Figueroa. Set up by Nasera. Back over to Figueroa. She'll swing a little bit low into the net.
Point for the Bobcats, now 10-11. So number 7 will be serving once again for the Bobcats.
So Lemasters comes in and checks in and has a good serve so far. 1 for 1, shall we say. Here's her second serve. High arcing to Rosansky. Backline set up by Nasera. Back to Rosansky. She swings, unfortunately, straight down at the net.
So now another point for the Bobcats, 10-11.
Yep.
I had to wait for the scoreboard to catch up because I'm like, I thought we had another point there.
Perfectly fine. Hey, sometimes it switches on us.
Number 7 with the serve, Lemasters.
Yep, high arcing serve once again by Lemasters. Hit there by Delaney. That falls in. Good solid hit by
Point
Delaney.
for the Wolverines brings them up 12-10. And I believe Delaney Sturgeon's going to be serving for Ellwood.
You get the ace, or shall we say the good hit, and you get rewarded, folks. Good solid contact by Delaney.
So number 21, Delaney Sturgeon serving for the Wolverines.
Another freshman, 5'8". Swing and a miss there by number 35, Sophia Sharpless, and that's an ace.
So another point for the Wolverines, 13-10. Sturgeon with another serve.
So here's Sturgeon's second serve. Nice strong contact there, this time by Sharpless. Set up that front line Williams. Hit over by number 25, Grace Vinipal. Back over to Figueroa. She swings. Back line set up by number 1. Back to number 1. Unfortunately, do not have a name. Delaney Sturgeon set up for Nasera. Back to Sturgeon. Swing down the line. Sharpless with a good play there. Set up to that front line. And it does clear. Set up by Figueroa. Back at her. Delaney Sturgeon. Nasera will tap it up and over. Sharpless, good play here, back and forth. Good volley. Sturgeon to Nasera, back to Sturgeon. She'll swing, and unfortunately into the net.
That was a close one for Beaver as far as getting it over the net with that one play.
I had to hold my breath there for a second. I was like, yeah, I did clear. So good rally by both teams.
So now Bobcats with the point, so that's 11-13, and number 38 will be serving for the Bobcats.
It's Allie Williams, the freshman, 5'7" for the Bobcats. Jump serve, nice serve, hit by Kreitzer, by Rosansky, out of bounds.
So that brings Beaver up 12-13. And number 38, Williams, I believe you said?
Yep, Williams
Will be serving again for the Bobcats.
So the Bobcats kind of hanging around, keeping this one close. Only a point difference here, and I just jinxed it.
Into the net with that serve. So now that's a point for Ellwood, 14-12, with number 7.
Yep.
I don't know who number 7 is. Bungar?
Junior, yep. Junior Morgan Bungar, 5'6". Good serve there off of number 1. And a fourth hit by Sharpless.
They tried to make something out of nothing.
And I tell you what, it wasn't a bad. Hey, sometimes you never know as an official. You may get caught off guard. So point for the Wolverines, 15-12.
So Bungar with the serve once again.
Front line set up here for the Bobcats. Swinging it was just out of bounds. Number 28, Kylie Conley with a nice little pick there across court, unfortunately out of bounds.
So another point for the Wolverines brings them 16-12. Morgan Bungar with the serve.
Yeah, once again, the Wolverines back up by 4. Deep serve to Sharpless, set up there for number 25. Unfortunately, Grace Vinipal had to reach pretty far for that one, and that one is out of bounds.
Under the net.
Yeah, it kind of went underneath the net.
So timeout for Beaver Bobcats.
Okay, we'll take a timeout with them.
17-12 score.
Yep. First set from Lincoln High School Big Gym, timeout in the JV volleyball. Welcome back, folks, to the Lincoln High School Big Gym here. JV matchup. The varsity matchup will be this exact same live stream. It'll start at 7:30 tonight. We'll keep the live stream rolling and have a little bit of a break in between.
So coming out of that timeout, Wolverines leading 17-12. Morgan Bungar served.
Hit there by number 15, I believe.
Yes, 15.
Unfortunately,
into
no
the
number
net.
or no name. So number 15 hits it, unfortunately, in the net.
So another point for the Wolverines, now 18-12.
Gives a serve by Bungar once again. Back line, Sharpless. Hit back over to the Bobcats side. Unfortunately, Sharpless not hard enough.
All right, another point for the Wolverines, now 19-12. Morgan Bungar with the serve once again.
Here's the serve by Bungar once again. On this close side, out of bounds. Point for Bobcats.
So now 13-19.
Couple substitutions. Number 44 coming in, Gabrielle Davis for the Wolverines. Flip side, we got number 37 and number, I believe, 36. So Taylor Young, 36. 37 is Reagan Carroll.
So Young, I believe is who you said 36 was. Yep. It will be serving for the Bobcats, 13-19.
Line drive. Serve there, set up on the Wolverines side. Unfortunately, crisscross between Rosansky and Kreitzer.
So another point for the Bobcats, now 14-19, with Young serve forthcoming.
So once again, number 36, Young with a good serve. Backline to Sturgeon, set up by Nacera, over to Gabrielle Davis, and a nice swing.
So point for the Wolverines, now 20-14. And Nacera, number 5, will be serving for the Wolverines.
Checking out is number 11, Rosansky. Coming in for the first time tonight is number 30, Chloe Bungar, the freshman, 5'8". So Bungar and Bungar on the court.
I was thinking that was the other Bungar.
Yep. Good serve by Nacera. Back to Sharpless. Set up here at the front line. Swing there by number 15. Nacera with a nice dig. Set up here. Close side, Kreitzer. Over to Sharpless. For the Beaver side at the net. Good tap over. Set up there by Nacera. Tap back over, back to the Wolverines side. Set up there again by Kreitzer. It falls in bounce.
Point for the Wolverines now, 21-14.
Starting to get some separation here, folks. 7-point lead for the Wolverines.
So Nacera serving once again for the Wolverines.
Good serve once again by Nacera. Out of bounds off of Sharpless. And there you go.
Another point for the Wolverines, 22-14. What I was going to say, Brad, is I can recognize some of these girls by looks, and then other ones, if I can't recognize them, I know some of the names that I can kind of place who's on.
It takes
served
you
by Nacera.
Yeah, it takes you 13 games, 14 games to get it all right. Good hit there by the Bobcats. Unfortunately, off of Delaney Sturgeon, out of bounds.
So point for the Bobcats. Now 15-22. And we got some substitution on the Bobcat side.
One of my favorite things about when we played Beaver at Beaver for football was there was always a roar of an actual Beaver Bobcat first downs roar, shall we say. Unfortunately, we don't have it, and I will try to mimic it maybe.
So the libero, number 35, serving for the Bobcats, Sharpless.
Good recovery by the just as I was going to say, good recovery there by Nasser. Unfortunately, Bungar swings it straight down to the court.
So another point for the Bobcats, now 16-22. Sharpless, the libero, number 35, with the serve.
Good serve, unfortunately too hard out of bounds. So the point to the Wolverines, now 23-16.
And Davis, number 44, will be serving for the Wolverines.
Junior, one of our 2 6-footers on the team. Here's a serve by Davis. Nice high arcing. Hit there by Sharpless. Up and over to no man's land. Carroll was the closest, number 37, but it's a point for the Wolverines.
So that now brings up set point for the Wolverines,
Yep.
24-16. It's 25 with a 2-point lead. So 44 Davis with the serve.
Hit to Sharpless in that back line to the front net. It falls.
And the Wolverines get the first set, 25-16.
So a good opening first set for the JV team, 25-16. They'll take the first set, best of 3. So we'll take a timeout with them, with the Wolverines up 1-0 so far. All right, folks, welcome back to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. After one set, it is 1-0 Wolverines. At the JV level, they played the best of 3, so Beaver will have to win this set. If not, the Wolverines will take the first of our 2 volleyball matchups. If you're here for the varsity matchup, that will be starting at 7:30 approximately, sometimes a little bit early depending on the outcome. I know Thad was here. He'd probably say, listen, the past 2 weeks we have started almost every live stream early. We keep getting caught off guard because, I mean, the middle school football was 5:58. The varsity Riverside game was 6:55. It's crazy, but we'll keep it old school.
Looks like we're starting set number 2 with Bungar, number 7, with the serve for the Wolverines.
So number 7, Morgan Bungar. Unfortunately, that's twice now. First set, Beaver into the net, and now the Wolverines into the net.
So that brings Beaver up early in the second set, 1-0. Number 38 will be serving for the Bobcats.
Number 38 being Allie Williams. The freshman, 5'7". Jump serve there. Good serve. Nice play there by Bungar. Davis taps it over, comes back to the front line, and it falls.
Point for the Wolverines, now 1-all. Let's see. We got number 5, Nasera, now serving for the Wolverines.
Number 5, Landon Nasera here. Had a really good run in that first set serving. Nice high arcing serve off of number 38. It's going to go outside of the post.
So, point for the Wolverines, now 2-1. Nasera with the serve.
Here's the serve by Nasera. Nice high arcing serve once again off of number 38, Allie Williams.
See, they're trying to hit him, and then they're just ending up getting him out of bounds.
Yeah,
so.
Lena Nasera here is picking her corners perfect.
Nasera with the serve, 3-1.
Right down the middle this time, the Sharpless set up there at the front line. Williams hit there. Good strike, but number 28 over the Wolverine side. Tapped up by Bungar. She does get it over. Sharpless once again. This time over to this side. Number 28, unfortunately, swing and miss by Conley.
That is not Sharpless. That is 36 now.
Oh, I see that now. Yeah. So,
outfit.
Yep, so Taylor Young. So Sharpless is not in there at the moment. It is the other freshman.
So Nasera with the serve.
This time, Young once again tapped up there at the front line. Number 25, Grace Vinipal. Set up here for Bungar. She swings, and nice contact by Bungar.
All right, Wolverines now up 5-1.
We may have to ask her for playoffs or whatever we do from here on out. Can we call your last name Bungai? Like, I'm thinking Bungai.
All right, Nasera with the serve for the Wolverines.
Good serving so far by the Wolverines. Set up that front line. Beaver does get it over. Bungar hits it back to Gabriel Davis. Lena Nasera does keep it inside. Gets over to the Beaver Bobcat side. Tapped up there by number 28. She makes a nice play. Is Conley. Wolverines do get it back over. Tapped up by Delaney Sturgeon. Up to Nasera. Back to Sturgeon. She'll punch, unfortunately, into the net.
All right, so that gives a point to the Bobcats, now 2-5. With number 36, possible? No.
No. It's probably going to be number 7 once again.
Probably
Ava
number
Lamasters.
7 with the serve.
Lamasters. Thinking of golf and the Masters. Okay, so serving again is Ava Lamasters, number 7, the sophomore, 5'7".
Here's the
serve. Set up by Bungar. It does cross over. Tapped by, I believe, number
Davis.
25. Grace Vinipal right at to Davis, catches her off guard.
So point for the Bobcats, now 3-5. Lamasters with the serve once again.
So serve by Lamasters, high arcing serve. Bungar sets it up. Front line to Sarah. She'll just tap it into no man's land.
Point for the Wolverines, now 6-3. They're doubling up on the Bobcats.
And that is something that we've seen each night. Lena Nasera and then also at the varsity level, Angelina Nardone just pickpocketing that position there.
Now number 44, Gabrielle Davis with the serve for the Wolverines.
Davis with the serve, back line there to Young. Tapped up the front line, tapped over, I believe, by number 25, Vinipal. Back line once again. Young taps it up and over by, I believe, number 6, Kaylin Woolley. Unfortunately, falls on the Wolverines side.
So point for the Bobcats now 4-6. With, let's see who takes it.
Yeah, looks like number 16 is going to check in. Tessa Miller, the first time we've seen her, junior 5'9". And unfortunately, once again, number 1 checks in. We do not have a name for her, unfortunately.
So she will be serving for the Bobcats, though.
Nice strike by number 1. Backline to the Wolverines. Tap. Fortunately, fell in between Delaney Sturgeon and Nasera.
So point for the Bobcats now 5-6. Number 1 with the serve for the Bobcats again.
Nice strike once again. Backline to Davis, set up by Nasera. She'll just tap it into no man's land. It falls.
Point for the Wolverines now 7-5 with Kreitzer, I believe, serving number 25.
Yep. Caitlin Kreitzer, the freshman, 5'4". Here's a serve by Kreitzer. Nice high arcing serve. Set up back line for Beaver. Unfortunately, falls. And wow, what a strike underneath the net. Yeah. Hit there by number 6, Kaylin Woolley. And it unfortunately hits Delaney right in the face, but looks like she's okay.
So point for the Wolverines now 8-5. Kreitzer with the serve.
High arcing serve. Once again, hit there by number 6, Woolley. Set up by the Bobcats. Number 16, Miller gets it over. Set up for Bungar. She'll strike cross court. I think that was out of bounds. Yes, it's out of bounds.
I didn't see our flagman actually do anything to say whether it was out of bounds.
Well,
or
I'm
not.
wondering if she caught it like I did. I was just saw it.
So that was point for the Bobcats now 6-8, and it looks like number 3 serving for the Bobcats.
And unfortunately, once again, do not have a or a name for number 3. Serve there, good by number 3, back line.
All right, so point for the Bobcats now 7-8, and number 3 with the serve once again.
So serve by the Bobcats. Nice serve, backspin there to Davis. Set up by Nasera. Over to Bungar. She swings, unfortunately, into the net.
So point for the Bobcats brings us to 8-all in this second set.
Unfortunately, we do apologize if we do get the rosters, names and numbers mixed up here. We do not have an official roster, so we apologize in advance.
So number 3 with the jump serve this time.
Yep, set up by Davis over to Nasera. They're going to say double hit, kind of a double tap from the left hand to the right hand.
So point for Beaver, which puts them up 9-8.
And I think that's the first time they have led in this match.
They got the first point, I think.
Check that. Backline serve there. Set up by Nasera over to Sturgeon. She'll swing, and it comes back to her side once again.
Yeah, I believe we hit it into the net with the first serve.
We were. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They led 1-0 to start us off.
Correct. Yep.
So now 10-8. Bobcats up 2 points. Number 3 with the serve.
Set there, back to Davis, over to Nasera. She'll find no man's land once again. That's the 4th time she's done that.
All right, that makes it now 9-10 for the Wolverines. Number 30, Chloe Bungar.
Yep.
With the serve for the Wolverines.
So Chloe Bungar. Here's a serve. Good serve. Nice hit there by number 7, Ava Lemasters. Front line, tapped over by number 6, Kaylin Woolley.
Point for the Bobcats now 11-9.
I believe checking in is number 28, Kylie Conley, the freshman 5'7" for number 7, Ava Lemasters.
And who we got serving? Number 6.
Number 6, the freshman 5'8", Kayla Woolley. She's an outside hitter as well as the defensive striker. Fortunately, here's serve.
Into the net or underneath the net. I didn't actually catch it.
Fortunately, did not clear.
That's point for the Wolverines now 10-11. 21, Delaney Sturgeon now serving for the Wolverines.
Served by Sturgeon. Nice strike straight forward right to number 1 out of bounds.
So point for the Wolverines brings us to 11-all. Delaney with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
If you're, let's see here, tie game here. Served by Sturgeon off to that far side. Set up by the Bobcats. Tapped over by number 28, frontline Davis. She'll hit it over. Back to the front line once again. Tapped over by number 16. Good strike by Tessa Miller for the point.
So Now Bobcats lead 12-11 with
A couple
let's
check-ins
find out
again.
after we get some substitutions.
Yep, 25, Grace Vinipal. Number 17, Emma Cunningham. And I
it
believe
looks like 17 will take the serve.
And I believe at the same time, number 3, Emma Figueroa come in, and number 4, Genovesa Miller for the Wolverines. So serve once again, Emma Cunningham, the freshman, 5'4".
12-11 in the second set.
Good strike there by Kreitzer. She'll set it up here for Miller. She will tap it up and over. It falls.
No man's land.
All right.
So that brings us 12 all.
Yep.
They say I have to wait for the scoreboard to catch up with me. All right, so we got Morgan Bungar, number 7 with the serve for the Wolverines now.
Good arc serve there by Morgan Bungar. The last back line there. Strike by number 28 to Bungar again. Miller taps it up to that front line. Falls short of the net.
Point for the Bobcats now 13-12. With substitutions again.
Number 15, unfortunately, we do not have a name for.
But it looks like number 38 will be taking the serve for the Bobcats.
And that is Allie Williams, the freshman, 5'7".
Jump serve by Williams into the net. So point for the Wolverines, now 13 all. We were seeing this a lot at the Shenango game, a lot of back and forth,
Folks,
1 point either side.
I mean, it was almost 12 points each back and forth. It was a crazy match.
So number 5, Nasera, serving for the Wolverines.
High arcing serve by Nasera. Back line set up to the front line here. Strike by number 15, out of bounds.
Point for the Wolverines, now 14-13.
And speaking
Nasera
of that,
with the serve once again.
And speaking of that Shenango game, you can catch our replay of that matchup on our website, www.ecwolverines.com. Backline serve once again by Nasera. Tapped up there. Swing by number 15. Bungar taps it up. Then Bungar as well. Davis swings, high arcing.
I think that was out of bounds. So point for the Bobcats.
I would say that's the best reaction I've seen. The assistant coach just stands there.
So
there was no reaction to it.
Are we
awesome.
actually 14 all or?
Yeah, we're 14-0.
I'm just seeing whether I needed to wait for a scoreboard to update. So now number 7 will be serving for the Bobcats in this 14-all second set.
So serving is LeMasters. Backline Figueroa. She'll hit it to the net. Unfortunately, the Beaver Bobcats were set up
for the Wolverines.
Yeah, the Bobcats were set up for it, but unfortunately hit it right into the net.
So Gabrielle Davis now serving for the Wolverines, number 44, 15-14 in the second set.
Good serve by Davis, set to that back line. Young set up to the front line, off the wall, it falls. Good strike there, I believe, by number 15. Unfortunately, do not have a name for.
So point for the Bobcats now 15 all. And we'll wait and see who's serving after this substitution. Looks like number 1 again. And I don't think we have a name for her,
unfortunately, we do not have a name. I go 2, 6, 7, 8, then 10. So there's a lot of single-digit numbers we do not have.
All right, so number 1 with the serve for the Bobcats. Nice serve.
Yep, set up there by Nasser. She'll find no man's land again.
5th time, I believe, tonight?
That is the 5th time tonight.
Brings Wolverines up 16-15. Now, as I said in the first set, you have to win the set by 2 points. So,
yeah, the Wolverines need to kind of find a way to get away from
it
them.
might be a long set.
Yeah.
Caitlin Kreitzer with the serve for the Wolverines.
Back line, nice save there by the Beaver Bobcats. Number 6 was Kaylin Woolley with that hit. Back over to the Bobcats side, set up here by the Bobcats. Number 1, she'll hit it up and over. Kreitzer, front line to Sarah, up and over to Bungar. She swings off of the Bobcats, swung over by number 7. She clears it. Figueroa with the swing, and it
Point
falls.
for the Wolverines, 17-15.
Another good rally by both teams in favor of the Wolverines. 2 points.
Caitlin Kreitzer with another serve for the Wolverines. Number 25.
Good serve by Kreitzer. Midline there for Bobcats. Swinging is number 15. Too hard. And all of a sudden,
another point for the Wolverines, 18-15.
Yep, that 3-point lead now just what you need before you hit the 20 mark.
So Caitlin Kreitzer with the serve forthcoming.
I think we got a
officials are trying to figure
issue.
out who's on the Bobcat side.
Yep. I think there's a substitution issue here. Timeout by the official. Okay, yeah, so subbing back in, that has to happen, I believe, is number 17, Emma Cunningham. And now number 16, Tessa Miller, can come in. Yeah, and the officials have to see it so that the scorekeepers can actually detect when that sub occurs.
So Caitlin Kreitzer with the serve for the Wolverines, 18-15 in this second set of the JV match.
It's a good serve by Kreitzer. Backline once again set up by LeMasters. Front line tapped over by number 16, Tessa Miller. Set up by the Wolverines. Swing and Figueroa unfortunately misses it out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So point for the Bobcats, 15-18. With, let's see who's going to do it this time. Another substitution, 3 in for 15. We don't have number 3, but she is taking the serve.
So number 3 serving for the Bobcats, down 2 points. Jump serve into the net. Point for the Wolverines.
19-16. Let's see. Looks like Chloe Bungar with the serve for the Wolverines, number 30.
So 3-point lead, just close to that 20-point mark here of the Wolverines. Good serve, set up there by the Bobcats front line. Number 6, she'll tap it over, is Woolley. Up for Figueroa, swing back there, back line, tapped up by number 1. Up and over by number 7 to Sarah. This is still, no.
Point for the Bobcats. I'm not sure what that call was.
I'm not sure about that one. Okay,
I think he said it hit the rafter and went over and then came back.
Yeah, so. and it has to hit the rafter on your side. I missed it. I thought it hit the bar above. It hit the rafter on the right side.
So number 6 serving for the Bobcats.
Good play there by Nasera. They just barely
got it over the net, and then the Wolverines answer back with a drop in no man's land, basically. 20-17 now, Wolverines. Emma Figueroa, number 3, with the serve. I think this is her first time serving tonight.
I believe so.
I'm not mistaken. I know I haven't said the name yet.
So Emma Figueroa with the serve, high arcing serve, backline number 1, sets it up to the front line. Tapped up there for number 28. She'll punch it, set up by Nasera. Miller comes swinging in, and it falls.
No man's land.
Genovese Miller with a nice hit.
Point for the Wolverines now, 21-17, with Emma Figueroa's second serve forthcoming.
So Figueroa with the serve. Nice line strike off of number 1.
Another point for the Wolverines, 22-17.
And this is what we saw in that first set. The Bobcats kind of stayed close, and all of a sudden the Wolverines, 5 or 6 points in a row, started to separate.
So that's Emma Figueroa with her third serve.
Straight line off of number 3, out of bounds.
So point for the Wolverines, 23-17. Someone get the ball so the Wolverines can serve.
Nice strike by Figueroa. Some really good, solid JV matchup here. The Wolverines kind of doing their part to win this one.
Figueroa with the serve.
Back to that front line. Figueroa sliding in. Nasera up for Kreitzer. Front line, unfortunately, falls on the Wolverine side.
That was a good save by Figueroa.
It was.
Coming clear from the serve, sliding in to save that ball.
Yeah, and she literally slid on her legs. Folks, if you slide on your legs, open skin on the court, that is not fun. You get a rash the next day for sure.
So point for the Bobcats, 18-23, number 17 serving for the Bobcats.
It's a good serve by the Bobcats off of Kreitzer out of bounds.
So that brings it 19-23 for the Beaver Bobcats. Number 17 with the serve once again.
So down to 4 points. Number
Who
17, Cunningham.
Cunningham.
It hit the post.
They're calling it out of bounds, so point for the Wolverines. That brings up set point and match point for this second set. Looks like we have Morgan Bungar.
Yep. Morgan
now serving for the Wolverines, number 7.
High arcing serve, back line by the Bobcats. Hit there by number 25.
By the Bobcats.
Grace Vinipal.
That is set point and match point. Wolverines win the JV match 2-0, with the second set being 25-19.
Yeah, so the first set was 25-16 in favor of the Wolverines, followed by 25-19 in favor of the Wolverines. So the JV team once again with the victory, a great play. And I tell you what, I know she may not even like me saying this, but I tell you what, head coach Retrudy talked to the players. I came walking in at 5 o'clock, and I tell you what, she had a heart-to-heart talk with the JV team saying, hey, let's get this together. And did they not come through? So good victory for the Wolverines. Like Dakota said, they win 2-0. It is about 6:45 here, folks. We're going to take a nice little break. We'll chime back in most likely about 7:05. We'll talk a little bit about Ellwood City sports from the past week. We'll talk about volleyball teams that have qualified for the playoffs. And then we'll set you up here as they perform or start practicing for the 7:30 matchup.
Our varsity match set to begin at 7:30, but as it's been going the last couple weeks, I'd be prepared for 7:15 or so to start, because that's how it has been, I think, the last 2 matches that I've been at.
Yep. So keep your phone or your mobile device or your computer close. Do some dishes, do some whatever you got to do.
What we didn't say, it will stay right on this stream. I know we said it earlier, but not right now.
Yep.
So it's not a separate stream. It's the same link. We'll keep the stream open. So join us back for the varsity match, slated to start at 7:30. Be prepared to come early, though.
And a plug for the parents. Kids, go do your homework for 15 minutes and then come join us here. 7:30 start. We'll take a break.
Says the teacher.
We'll take a break here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. JV wins 2-0. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. We just witnessed the JV matchup there in favor of the Wolverines. We've got just under 12 minutes here, which means we will be starting at 7:15. So if you're listening or paying attention, or if you got a friend that's going to be watching as well, let them know 7:15 is about when we're going to begin. In the meantime, we'll talk for a couple minutes here, and then we'll let you guys have a little bit of a break. First off, we want to talk about last week. Some big games there all of last week. We had the volleyball there beating Freedom and then unfortunately losing to Shenango. Shenango does clinch the 3 seed basically as we wind down here. If they win out, they have the advantage to our Wolverines. At the same time, the Wolverines, even though they did lose to Shenango, they did beat Freedom the night before, and because of that, they will officially clinch as well. So if we're talking about teams that made the 2A qualification for playoffs, you've got Laurel, Neshannock, Shenango, and Ellwood, the 4 teams from the MAC. So Laurel, Neshannock, Shenango, Ellwood City. Other teams, that team once again, North Catholic, the team that beat the Wolverines in the championship game last year. They have qualified along with Avonworth, Seton, LaSalle, and Fraser. Waynesburg Central, Carmichael, Southmoreland, Sarah Catholic, South Park, Chartiers, Houston, South Allegheny, Deer Lakes, and Derry are the teams so far. That it means 17 out of the 20 2A conference teams have qualified. At the same time,
That seems like a lot.
that is a lot. Yeah, we're down to just 2 or 3 games left. On the other side, these Beaver Bobcats come into play 10-1. They also have clinched playoffs. So not saying this is a playoff matchup because we won't see it because one's 2A, one's 3A, but this does have a little bit of playoff vibes tonight. Not only pink out night, the night before senior night, but if you've been watching the practice with us, Beaver strikers here look pretty darn good. So this is a good test for the Wolverines.
And you are seeing that on your screen right now.
Yeah.
You're kind of seeing them practicing.
So we're going to have a really good contest here. The Wolverines are going to have to play some defense here, really good scheme defense at the same time, try to capitalize as much as they can. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We've got under 10 minutes. We'll be chiming in about, say, right around 7:18, and we'll set you up for the start about not 7:18. What am I saying here? 7:13. For the 7:15 start. So we're starting 15 minutes early, varsity volleyball.
And before you take a break, I did want to say I saw boys cross country did something.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
remember
I knew there
what
was something
exactly,
else.
but I saw they did something.
And we went and actually posted that and tweeted that. I thank you for saying that because I needed to say that. A big shout out once again to the cross country team. Not only are they 10-0, they indirectly improved too. 11-0. They are Tri-County champions. They went in and just, you want to talk about domination. They went in there and they dominated once again at Shenango for the Tri-County championship. So once again, the cross-country team for the Wolverines are now 11-0 and back-to-back Tri-County champions. They take a week off. Next week is the PIW or
PIAA.
The Whipple championships before PIAA. So we'll make sure that we get them. They're at Cal U, I think, next Thursday, 9 o'clock for Whipple. So
and
we'll
I did
keep in
see
track
from
of
that post, it wasn't the best weather with that.
No, it was not.
Tri-County
It was not. So we'll keep you informed. We'll talk a little bit about Ellwood City sports here later on. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we will set you up for the 7:15 start varsity volleyball from Ellwood City, PA.
So let anyone you know that's waiting for the varsity that we're going to be starting about 15 minutes early.
Yep.
Make sure they catch the stream.
Yep. So we'll take a little break, and we'll come back, start of the varsity matchup. Hi there, folks. Welcome to the Lincoln High School Big Gym in Ellwood City, Pennsylvania, as we bring you the 13th matchup for the Ellwood City Wolverines as they take on the Beaver Bobcats. The Beaver Bobcats come into play from the 3A section-wise or division-wise of volleyball. They're coming in and play 10-1. It's a non-conference matchup for the Wolverines, who come in to play 8-5 after an unfortunate loss there to Shenango. Both these teams have qualified for playoffs, even though they're in two different divisions. We will see both these teams for sure next Tuesday playing the first round of playoffs. So welcome tonight. I'm your host, Brad Windhorst, alongside cameraman Dakota Marshall. Thad Sturgeon has the night off. He will be ready to go for tomorrow night, senior night. So we'll listen to Gary Rosansky here for a little bit for our pregame announcement, and we will have the national anthem.
Yep, looks like they're getting ready for the national anthem right now. Everyone's lining up. So I'm just going to go ahead to the flag now. Yep.
Good evening and welcome to Lincoln High School girls varsity non-section matchup featuring the visiting Beaver Bobcats and our Ellwood City Lady Wolverines. Will you please rise and gentlemen do your caps for playing our national anthem.
All right, folks, once again, our national anthem. Thank you to Gary Rosansky for helping us out here and doing our announcing. Thank you for joining us for this varsity matchup between the Beaver Bobcats and the Wolverines. Starting lineup for your opposing team, the Beaver Bobcats.
Starting with number 34.
Number 34, Zoe Ringer, the freshman, 5'9".
Number 10, the libero.
Number 10, Mackenzie Fox, sophomore, 5'3".
Number 23.
Number 23, 6-foot sophomore, Chloe List.
Number 37.
Number 37, sophomore, 5'8", Reagan Carroll.
Number 8.
Number 8, Peyton List, senior, 5'11".
Number 11.
Number 11, Anna Jaworski, senior, 5'9".
Number 20.
Number 20, Alyssa Tucanard, senior, 5'4".
Number 24.
Number 24, Kylie Hagzella, senior, 5'9".
And then the coach.
And the the head coach for the Beaver Bobcats, Susan Paulins. And now for your Wolverines.
Number 21, Delaney Sturgeon.
Number 21, Delaney Sturgeon, freshman, 5'8".
Number 22.
Number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, sophomore, 5'4".
Number 12, Claire Noble, sophomore.
6 foot, Claire Noble.
Number 24.
Number 24, Alyssa Donley, junior, 5'5".
Number 13, Morgan Hooker.
Junior, 5'10".
Number 2, Retruti.
Angelina Retruti, senior, 5'10".
Number 20, the libero, Jenna Vedica.
Yep, Jenna Vedica, senior, 5'5". And finally, number 14, Angelina Nardone, senior, 5'7". The head coach for the Wolverines is Jenna Retruti, assisted by Susan Clapton and Joe Retruti. We've got a good one here, folks. Like I said, both teams are in the playoffs, 3A Beaver Bobcats and 2A Ellwood City Wolverines. Again, my name is Brad Windhorst alongside Dakota Marshall. Tonight, Thad Sturgeon has the night off. He's prepping for tomorrow. He's got double duties. In fact, we may have triple duties for Thad Sturgeon. Tomorrow night, we've got varsity volleyball and senior night. We'll have all the senior festivities. Wednesday night, we've got a middle school football game at Mohawk. And then we finish the week off with senior night for varsity football at home versus Laurel. So a big week here. One of the last weeks of fall sports. We're winding down here, folks. Second to last week of football, second to last week of volleyball. Some great stuff coming up. Playoffs all around, and including cross country with a big victory with the Tri-County champion. So a lot of things going on with Ellwood City Sports. Check us out, www.ecwolverines.com.
All right, starters for the Bobcats. We have number 37 who's going to start serving for us.
So number 37, Reagan Carroll. Number 23, Chloe List.
24.
Number 24, Kylie Haskzella.
34.
Number 34, Zoe Ringer. 8, Peyton List. And number 11, Anna Jaworski. We'll get the Wolverines here shortly.
37 with the first serve of this varsity matchup.
So deep serve by number 37, Reagan Carroll, goes out of bounds.
Gives the Wolverines the first point.
Your starters for the Wolverines, number 14, Angelina Nardone, who will have the serve. Claire Noble.
Number 20, Jenna Vedica. 24,
Alyssa Donnelly. Number 13, Morgan
else.
Hooker. And then number 2, Angelina Retruti. Served by Nardone, comes in, tapped over the wall by number 8, Peyton List. It falls.
So that's a point for the Bobcats, now 1-all. Number 8 will be serving for the Bobcats.
So win the point, and the reward is the serve. Number 8, Peyton List, senior, 5'11".
Jump serve. Little too far for that serve. So, oh no, it was inbounds, I'm sorry. So.
Nope, they're going to say out of bounds. Yep, out of bounds.
Okay, then scoreboard needs to catch up with where we're at.
Yeah, they got it flipped.
So it's 2-1 Wolverines.
Yep.
Number 2, Richuti, I believe, serving.
Yep, Richuti up over by Beaver Bobcats to Claire Noble. She'll tap it over to Donnelly. Swing there, back line by number 8, List. Set up by number 23, Chloe List. I think they're going to say double touch by the Wolverines, point for the Bobcats.
Point. So that should be 2-all now.
Yeah, usually with the scoreboard like that, when they mess up, they wait until the second point comes in.
All right, so we had a substitution, 36 in for 11, and number 36 will be serving for the Bobcats.
Yep, so it's 2-all here, folks. Serving is number 36, Taylor Young for the Bobcats. Over to Donnelly, swing there, backline hit by number 8, Peyton List. Up front there, good hit by number 20, Vedica, set up by Nardone. Over to Donnelly, it hits almost to the floor, set up by number 24. She does get it over as Kylie Haskzella. Tapped over by number 14.
No man's land.
Angelina Nardone with point.
Gives Ellwood the point, 3-2. Number 13, Morgan Hooker, will now be serving for the... Maybe not.
Yep.
She's subbing
Substitution.
out. Number 22, Calantis, now serving for the Wolverines.
Yep. Sophomore, 5'4", number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, for her first action on the evening here. First set from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Nice serve. Straight line there, set up by number 23. At the line, number 24, Kylie Haskzella spikes it down for the point.
And just like we were seeing in the JV game, we're back and forth on these points. So now 3-all. Looks like number 34 taking the serve for the Bobcats.
If there's any key to the game so far, I think the Wolverines definitely need to keep it away from that front line. Number 34 serving is Zoe Ringer.
Into the net, I believe. So point for the Wolverines, up 4-3. Now Donnelly, I believe, 24.
Yep, number 24, Alyssa Donnelly. One of the things, folks, of those 4 points, 3 missed errors serving-wise for the Bobcats. Good serve there by Donnelly. Comes back over to the Wolverines side. Set up for Noble. She'll tap it at the wall. It falls. Point for the Wolverines.
Now 5-2-3 with Donnelly serving once again, number 24.
So good serving so far for the Wolverines, not so much for the Bobcats. Donnelly with a good serve. Set up there for number 23. They're going to see a double hit
tap
on number 34, Zoe Ringer.
Yep, so point for the Wolverines, 24 Donnelly with the serve once again. one thing we haven't said for the varsity, they are doing a pink out tonight. So our student section, which I'll show a little bit later, has some pink on. I know I'm sporting the Club Hope pink out shirt.
Tapped over, I believe, by number 14, Angelina Nardone. It falls between the Bobcats for the point.
Point for the Wolverines, now 7-3. Donley with the serve.
So Donley, once again, good serving for the Wolverines. Deep serve there, backline hit by number 10, Mackenzie Fox. Set up there for number 8, does clear. Donley with the setup here. Over to Claire Noble, off that wall, it falls.
Point for the Wolverines, now 8-3.
So a good start for the Wolverines, and you know what?
And
They are
our
attacking
student
that wall.
section real quick.
Yeah, good turnout here, folks, for the night before senior night. Listen, please come out tomorrow night. Big game, senior night against Mohawk. Set up here by the Bobcats, hit there by number 23. Nice tip by Delaney Sturgeon. It gets
nice
over.
Save by Ellwood in general with that one.
Yeah, set up by Vedeka this time to Nardone. She'll sling it back over, back to Nardone, up to Delaney Sturgeon. Backside there, hit by Vedeka, up to and over to the Bobcats side. Set up by 24, back at her once again. Tapped over by 23. Nice swing by Donley. Set up by Sturgeon. Over by Vedeka. Good rally here of at least 20-some hits. And there it is. Number 24, Kylie Haskella with the kill.
Point for the Bobcats. 4-8 now. Number 23 serving for the Beaver Bobcats.
I tell you what, folks, back and forth action, over 20-some hits on that rally.
Jump serve for number 23.
Set up by Donley over to Nardone. She'll set up Noble. He'll have to step back, and it works.
No man's land. Almost saved by number 10, the libero, but the Wolverines get the point, now 9-4.
And good adjustment by Claire Noble. She actually had to step back for that one, folks.
And speaking of the libero for the Wolverines, number 20 with the serve.
Vedeka with the serve. Good serve. Tap back over to the Wolverines side. Back to number 10. She'll set it up here for the wall. 8. Tapped up by, Clantis. Tapped over by Recruity, unfortunately, into the net.
So now number 24 will be serving for the Bobcats as they got that point. Now 5-9.
Yep, Kylie Haskella, the senior, 5'9".
Looks
one
like
of the taller
jump
ones.
serve by 24.
Yep. Fortunately,
Underneath the net, so Wolverines get the point. Now 10-5. They are doubled up on the Bobcats.
And a substitution for the Wolverines. Clantis checks out. Coming back in is number 13, Morgan Hooker, the junior, 5'10".
Now number 12, Claire Noble with the serve for the Wolverines.
Deep serve by the Wolverines. Set up here for number 8. Up and over that wall. Morgan Hooker gets it over. Oh, they're going to say net play. That's unfortunate by the Wolverines.
They're saying double hit, I believe. So point for the Bobcats. Now 37 with the serve for the Bobcats. 6-10.
Reagan Carroll. High arcing serve there, set up by Donley over to Nardone. She will set up Retrudy. She'll tap it, come back to Donley. Set up to Nardone, this time to Morgan Hooker, and it will fall.
Right into a group of the Bobcats. So now number 14, Nardone with the serve. I think 14 is Nardone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, number 14, Angelina Nardone, one of the 3 seniors.
The Wolverines.
Good serve there. Backline Heskella tapped over. Unfortunately, by 34, does not get across.
Point
Zoe
for
Ringer.
the Wolverines, 12-6, and they're doubled up once again.
So the Wolverines coming out here with fire in the first set.
Nardone with the serve.
Good serve. Back to Heskella. Out of bounds. Tapped by Ringer, but no prevail there by the Bobcats.
So point for the Wolverines. And I believe the Bobcats took a timeout.
Yep, folks.
So 13-6 in this first set. Bobcats timeout.
Yep, we'll take a timeout here. 13-6. Wolverines with the lead. All right, folks, coming back here to live action from Lincoln High School Big Gym. First set with the Wolverines up 13-6. Again, you can catch this live stream as well as all of our live streams on our website, www.ecwolverines.com. We have pink out. We're looking at the student section.
Our
A
student
really
section
good student
filled
section
out
tonight.
a little more during that timeout. They came from the far corner.
Yep.
So now, coming out of that timeout, Nardone, number 14, serving for the Wolverines.
Deep serve by Nardone, set up there for the wall and blocked. Good hit
Set
by
up
number.
there for the wall. I like how
Yep.
you said
Yep.
that.
Set up by
14
Anna
to 6 now.
Anna Jaworski
Wolverines.
with the unfortunate hit into the wall. Point for the Wolverines.
Nardone with the serve once again.
High arcing serve by Nardone. The back line set up there for Jaworski. Over to number 8, Peyton List. Tap back over by Nardone. Back up by Haskella to Peyton List once again. Off the wall, and it's a point. Bobcats.
Point for the Bobcats now, 7-14. And looks like number 8 will be serving for the Bobcats. And I'm guessing from where she's at, this is going to be a jump serve.
Yep. Number 8 being Peyton List. Jump serve there to Vedeka, set up by Nardone, up and over to Donnelly. She'll swing. I like her approach there over that wall, but just a little too hard.
So point for the Bobcats now, 8-14. And number 8 serving once again for the Bobcats.
So Peyton List, a senior, 5'11", one of the 4, I think, seniors on this team.
Jump serve.
Vedeka set up here for Nardone. Back over to Morgan Hooker. Off the wall, back at her. Woo! Good play by number 11 and number 23, Chloe List.
Point for the Bobcats now, 9-14.
So that timeout there kind of has helped
List
the Bobcats.
with the serve.
Vedeka sets it up for Nardone. Tapped over to no man's land. That's the first
Point
one on the
for
night.
the Wolverines, 15-9. And Ricciuti, number 2, with the serve for the Wolverines.
It's a good play by Nardone. And now Ricciuti serving for the Wolverines. Jump serve there a little bit. Set up here for number 23 off the wall. Nardone with the save and the point!
To no man's land. Point for the Wolverines now, 16-9 in this first set
And that's
against the Beaver Bobcats.
Yeah, and that's got the crowd a little bit hyped here, folks. 16-9 Wolverines.
Number 2, Ricciuti with the serve for the Wolverines.
Deep serve, inbounds. It
Just
hits
barely
the line.
inbounds. Point for the Wolverines, 17-9.
Woo! Folks, if you were watching the JV game, we said that head coach Jenna Ricciuti was talking to her players. She definitely lit a fire so far in this first set.
So
17-9.
here's the serve by Ricciuti.
Set up here for that front line, number 23. Good strike by number 23, Chloe List. 6-foot sophomore.
Point for the Bobcats now, 10-17. And let's see, number 11 with the serve for the Bobcats.
So number 11 being Anna Jaworski, senior, 5'9". Good serve there to Vedeka at the line. Not ready for it was Nardone. And a point
for the Bobcats. Now 11-17. Number 11 with the serve once again. I didn't catch what you said her name was.
Jaworski with the serve into the net.
So point for the Wolverines now 18-11. And let's see who we got as serving. Looks like Calantis, number 22. I believe that's who 22 is.
So number
anyway.
22, Gabrielle Calantis, a sophomore, 5'4". 4 serving errors so far for the Bobcats. Has helped this lead of 7 points. Set up here at the wall. Has Keller.
Vedeka with the save.
Sturgeon will tap it up and over the net. It will
It gets
fall.
over to no man's land. Point for the Wolverines now 19-11. Calantis with the serve once again. And if you were here, you'd hear just how excited our student section is about this game.
There's a reason why we don't have an open mic, because it would be way too loud, folks. Good serve there once again by the Wolverines. Tapped up for number 23. Good play there by Calantis. Up to Nardone. Over to Noble. Back to the Beaver side. Tapped up by Nardone. Tapped over by Donnelly. Unfortunately, falls back on her side by number 23, Chloe List.
Point for the Bobcats now 12-19. And it looks like number 34 will be serving for the Bobcats.
Coming back in is number 37, Reagan Carroll. So once again, serve here by number 34, Zoe Ringer. Set up here for the Wolverines. Vedeka will just tap it up and over. Nice hit there by Vedeka. Set up for once again Number 23, Chloe List, back to the Beaver Bobcat side. They're going to say, I
Point
believe,
for the Wolverines.
Yep, net play
Double.
by the Bobcats.
Yeah, it looks like number 23 possibly with net play.
Yeah,
if I was reading that number correctly from the official.
When they come through, you cannot hit the net.
So 24, Donley with the serve for the Wolverines.
Off the net, out of bounds at the wall.
Out of bounds, point for the Wolverines now 21-12.
Good serving so far by the
Donley, number
Wolverines.
24 with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
So 9-point lead for the Wolverines. Donley serving. Nice, strong serve. Back line there for the Bobcats. Set up here for number 23, Liz. Woo! Woo-hoo! Set play by the Bobcats.
And they hit it into no man's land. So now 13-21 for the Bobcats. Number 23 looks like will be serving for the Bobcats.
And I tell you what, no doubt in my mind, she is their star athlete. Sophomore Chloe Liz, 6 foot, making some good plays at the front of the net.
Jump serve.
Hit there by Donnelly up to Nardone, up and over to Claire Noble. Off the wall, it falls.
Point for the Wolverines, now 22-13, and we still have some more students coming in. So, looks like Vedeka, the libero, number 20, will be serving for the Wolverines, 22-13.
Here's a serve by Vedeka, straight line off of number 8, Peyton Liss. Set up for her, over the wall, it will fall.
Just barely over the wall, so point for the Bobcats, 14-22.
Yep.
I was waiting to see if it changed or not.
Yeah, checking in was number 11, Anna Jaworski again. And I believe number 10 is going to be serving Mackenzie Fox.
So number 10, the libero, Mackenzie Fox with the serve.
High arcing serve there, back line to Calanta, set up for Nardone, up and over to Claire Noble. Off that wall, back line there, off the netting. Back over to List,
They do
Peyton
not
List.
get it over, so point for the Wolverines now 23-14. And Claire Noble, number 12, with the serve for the Wolverines.
Yep, and the Raptors are in play. You do have to hit it and play it like, shall we say, Tampa Bay Rays baseball field. You have to play it. Good serve by Claire Noble. Set up there off of the net and good by Peyton List,
Point
number 8.
for the Bobcats now 15-23. And looks like number 37 will be serving for the Bobcats.
So Reagan Carroll, the sophomore, 5'8" for the Beaver Bobcats. There's
Jump
the
serve.
Deep serve, out of bounds. Just Vedeka watching it, makes the good play.
Point for the Wolverines. That brings up set point for the Wolverines, now 24-15. Number 14, Angie Nardone with the serve for the Wolverines.
So here's a serve, nice high arcing there, set up by number 23, Chloe List.
Inbound.
Yep, they're going to say inbounds.
For the Bobcats, now 16-24. And looks like number 8 will be serving for the Bobcats.
So serving now is number 8, Peyton List, the senior, 5'11". Here's the serve, straight line serve to Vedeka. At the wall, tap back to the Wolverine side, unfortunately.
Point for the Bobcats, now 17-24.
So a couple points here for the Bobcats. A
And
little bit of wiggle room.
List is number 8.
Yep. So Peyton List
serving once again.
Serve there to Donnelly. She'll set it up for Nardone. Back over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing. Good play there by the back line of the Bobcats. Tapped over. Set up by Vedeka. Morgan Hooker with the hit there. Nobody goes for it. It falls.
Point for the Bobcats, now 18-24.
Yep. You want to keep the composure here, folks. Keep it composure. It's
Number
24-18.
Peyton List with the serve.
Here's a serve by List into the
net. So that is the first set in favor of the Wolverines, 25-18. Wolverines 1-0 in the match.
So 1-0 lead for the Wolverines. We'll take a short break with them, and we'll come back with set number 2, the varsity matchup at Lincoln High School Big Gym. All right, folks, welcome back to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. We're about ready to start the second set here from Ellwood City, PA, as your Wolverines dominated pretty well in that first set there. A 25-18 victory. They've got the early 1-0 lead here. Not surprised because there's a lit fire by head coach Vedica in that first matchup.
So that was number 14, Angie Nardone, with the serve for this.
And not only did she serve,
they get the point.
Yes, sir. Not only did she serve,
1-0.
she also gets the first point in this second set, up 1-0.
All right, Angie Nardone, number 14, with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
So checking back in, I think, was number 34, Zoe Ringer.
Here's the serve.
Nardone with the serve off of number 23, Chloe List. Bobcats do get it over by Ringer. Set up here by Nardone at the wall. Morgan Hooker, she'll swing off of number 23. She should have let it
for
go.
The Wolverines now 2-0.
So unfortunately, off of Chloe List. That's the unfortunate issue, I guess you should say. If you're 6 foot, you kind of want to go after that every single time.
So number 14, Angie Nardone, with the serve once again for the Wolverines, leading 2-0 in the second set.
Good serve by Nardone, this time off of List. Set up here for Peyton List. Woo-hoo!
And the Bobcat answer with a point, 1-2.
I'm
number
not a
37 is going to be serving for the Bobcats.
I'm not 100% sure if they are sisters, but Peyton List and Chloe List, by far one of the two tallest on the Beaver Bobcats. Serving
so 37 with the serve.
Reagan Carroll with the jump serve. Set up by Nardone, unfortunately to the wall. Mistimed everything there. Bobcats with the point.
So now 2-all with number 37 serving once again for the Bobcats.
Served by Carroll, back line there to Claire Noble. Set up for Donnelly. She'll just swing it up and over that wall. Set up here to the front wall. Peyton List off of that net.
Into the net. Point for the Wolverines, 3-2. And number 2, Ricciuti with the serve for the Wolverines.
So Angelina Ricciuti, one of the 3 seniors that we'll be recognizing tomorrow for the Wolverines. Here's her serve. Good strike there off of, I believe, number 8, Peyton List. It jammed her finger.
Yeah, so
yeah, she's in some discomfort, but she'll stay in.
For the Wolverines. Ricciuti with the serve once again.
This time a little bit low for Ricciuti.
So that's a point for the Bobcats. Now 3-4. Number 8, Peyton List, I believe you said.
Yep, number 8,
with
Peyton
the
List,
serve.
the senior, 5'11".
Jump serve.
Backline, Vedica sets it up for Nardone. Up and over to Claire Noble. Good strike. She found that pocket hole left side.
So 5-3 Wolverines. And
couple rotations. Number
Calantis
22
came in,
and she will be serving.
She's serving.
Number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, sophomore, 5'4".
And I think Morgan Hooker went out, if I'm not mistaken.
Here's a serve by Calantis. It's inbounds.
Inbound point
it
for
falls.
the Wolverines.
Point for the Wolverines, 6-3. If you go and review that or look at that, it was very close. I wouldn't doubt when it rolled down, it may have hit that tape. The tape is 100% inbounds. Served there by Calantis. Up to the net here. Set up off of the wall. Saved by Donnelly. Unfortunately, it falls.
Drops for the Wolverines. So gives the Bobcats the point. Now 4-6. Substitution number 36 coming in for 11, and 36 will serve.
So number 36 being Taylor Young. I think this is her first time serving, the freshman, 5'6". Line drive there to Vedica, up to Nardone, up to over to Noble. Off the wall, it falls. Couple touches
point
there.
For the Wolverines.
Yep.
Now 7-4. Looks like number 24, Donnelly, now serving for the Wolverines.
So Alyssa Donnelly with the serve here. Up by 3 points so far. They're set by List, up for Chloe List. Unfortunately, she swings into the net.
Point for the Wolverines. Now 8-4, doubling up on the Bobcats. Number 24, Donnelly, with the serve once again.
So here's the serve by Donnelly. Line drive, unfortunately, into the net.
Point for the Bobcats. Now 5-8. And looks like number 34 is serving.
So number 34 being Zoe Ringer, and checking back in was number 2, Angelina Retruti for the Wolverines.
And someone for Bobcats, but I didn't catch who.
Set up by Retruti at the wall. Nardone taps over, and the point.
Point for the Wolverines, down 9-5 in this second set. Looks like the libero number 20, Jenna Vetica, with the serve.
So the serve by Jenna. Line drive, I like the serve. Good play there by number 10, Mackenzie Fox. Set up there, tapped over is Ringer. Back to the Wolverines side. Claire Noble off the wall. Unfortunately, stays on her side.
So that's a point for the Bobcats now, 6-9. Number 23 is going to be serving.
So number 23, one of the list, Chloe List, the sophomore, 6 foot.
Jump serve.
Good serve there, off of Calanta's shoulder, up by Donley, over to Noble. She'll roll it up and over. Almost falls, set up by the Bobcats, tapped over the wall. Calanta's to the wall. Nardone will tap it backhand.
To no man's land. Point for the Wolverines, now 10-6.
So a good strike by Nardone once again. She's been doing exactly what Lena Nasser did in the first set. Pickpocketing it and finding the gap in that front line.
So number 12, Claire Noble with the serve.
Good serve by Noble. To the front line, has Kella off the net. And a point
for the Wolverines, now 11-6. They're calling it 4 hits for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it did not clear over the net, so that keeps it as a 4th hit.
Claire Noble with the serve.
Good serve by Noble, almost out of bounds, tapped over by List. Backline, Donley up to Nardone. She'll set up Retruti, who strikes off of List this time. Up and over Peyton List. Whoa, save.
Save.
Oh, they're going to say 4 touches.
Point for
Yep. Oh, they're going to say
Bobcats.
out of bounds officially, out the outside post. So
I
point
thought
for
it was
the
still
Bobcats.
live, but that's why I'm not an
Yeah.
official.
Even if it was live, I think it was going to be 4 hits, unfortunately.
Number 10, the libero serving for the Bobcats.
Yep, Mackenzie Fox set up here for Nardone over to Hooker. She'll have to adjust
She
and
gets
not
it to no man's land.
We've
Point
yeah.
for the Wolverines, 12-7.
We've seen that 3 or 4 times. That far side has had to reset, and in fact, it actually helps with the point.
So number 14, Angie Nardone with the serve for the Wolverines.
Good serve by Nardone to Haskella to the front line. Peyton List, she'll strike it, and it
Inbounds.
falls.
Point for the Bobcats, now 8-12. Number 37 with the serve for the Bobcats.
So the first time we have a little break in the action. Serving is going to be number 37, Reagan Carroll. Here's a serve by Carroll
with the jump serve.
Set up by Noble over to Nardone. She will set up Donley. She'll swing off of that wall. It does come back to the Bobcats side. Set up by Carroll. She'll tap it up and over. Set up by Nardone to Vetica over to Hooker. She'll get it up and over. A little bit of a trip on the Wolverines side. Set up by Nardone over to Retruti. Up to Donley. She'll swing. Off of List over to by List. Out the Noble to no man's land. Everybody's watching.
Point for the Bobcats, now 9-12. Number 37, Carroll, will be serving once again.
One thing you need to do, folks, do not watch the ball. If you're watching it, hit the ball.
Jump serve to Vetica.
Tapped up by Nardone in no man's land. Back to Retruti. She double touches
Double
it.
hit. Point for the Bobcats, now 10-12.
Yep.
Okay.
So
making sure I didn't miss.
A rough sequence here by the Wolverines. A lot of miscommunication going on.
Carroll with the serve, jump serve.
Good serve by Noble up to the wall. I think you're going to hear a timeout here shortly.
Watching, so point for the Bobcats, 11-12. And just like that, Wolverines are only leading by 1 point.
Yep, and that is
Carroll with the jump serve.
That is 3 straight mistakes. Make it 4 mistakes in a row.
Now 12 all. Carroll will be serving once again.
And there it is, folks. Timeout Wolverines. I expected that to come the first time we've seen the Wolverines with miscommunication. We'll take a timeout with them, with the Wolverines leading 1-0, 12 all, second set. All right, folks, coming back here. Second set, 12 all. The Bobcats will be serving number 37, Reagan Carroll. 4 straight points by the Bobcats.
Here's the jump serve.
Set up off of Noble, up to Vedica, up and over to Donnelly. She'll swing backhand.
Hits it to the net.
Yep.
So point for the Bobcats, 13-12. I believe the first time they are up in this set.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle so far in the second set. 5 straight points for the Bobcats.
Carroll with the serve. Jump serve.
Vedica to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over that wall, set up by Peyton List. Over here to Peyton List again, off the wall.
Point for the Bobcats, now 14-12. Carroll will be serving once again.
And I think the head coach for the Bobcats said, listen, we're going to get that for you
Here's the
all
jump
day.
Serve.
Jump
Into
serve.
the net. Point for the Wolverines, now 13-14. Number 2, Ricciuti will be serving, and the libero came out, and Delaney Sturgeon I saw came in. I don't know who else came in.
Yep, Ricciuti there. Good serve by Ricciuti off of the Bobcats.
Just like that, we are back to 14 all now. Ricciuti with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
And I'll go on the record saying so far the Wolverines have had the better serving in this one. Good serve by Ricciuti. Set up there for the wall. Peyton List, she'll tap it. She'll fake it up and over. And she is not budging her face. She is straight focused here, folks. Peyton List for the Bobcats.
With that point, Peyton List will now be serving for the Bobcats, number 8.
Set up there by Noble, up and over the wall. Off of Noble, off of Delaney.
Save.
It's still alive. Up and over by
it
Nardone.
over.
Peyton List to that front line. Set up here for Chloe List. She'll knock it home.
Point for the Bobcats, now 16-14.
And the head coach turns around and says, listen, guys, that's all we got to do. Get it to the front line. Get it to the front line.
Peyton List, number 8, serving once again for the Bobcats.
So the
Jump serve.
back line there to Vedica. Up by Noble. She'll get it over to Hooker. She'll get it up and over to Peyton List. Set to the front line there. Tap by number 11. Nardone makes the play for the Wolverines. Back over by Nardone. Back corner there. Set up once again, this time for Chloe List. She'll tap it up and over the wall. Nardone to Hooker. She'll just pop it up and over. Set up there at the front line. They're going to say
Point
double
for
touch.
the Wolverines, double tap by the Bobcats. So that's now 15-16 Wolverines. And we've got some substitutions coming in.
Yep.
Calantis came in for Morgan Hooker, and Calantis will be the one serving for the Wolverines, number 22.
Yep, number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, the sophomore, will be serving. Good serve by Calantis there to Heskala. Tapped over by number 34, Ringer. Good play by the Wolverines. Set up for Claire Noble. Off that wall, back to her, and it falls.
Point for the Bobcats, now 17-15. And let's see who's going to be serving for the Bobcats. We got 36 coming in for 11, and looks like 36 will serve.
So number 36 being Taylor Young for the Bobcats. She will be serving. Up 17-15 in this second set. It's that line. Vedica up to Nardone. She'll set up Claire Noble. She'll tap it. Good hit by Claire Noble.
Point for the Wolverines, now 16-17. 1 point deficit with number 4, Donnelly, with the serve.
I would naturally say the momentum has swung to the Bobcat side, but the Wolverines keeping it close here. Good serve by Donnelly off of Mackenzie Fox. Up by Claire Noble. Oh, she swings and misses.
Point for the Bobcats, 18-16.
I'm not really sure when Megan Fox became part of the teams, but we'll leave that one go. Mackenzie Fox.
37 came in for 20, and it looks like number 34 will be serving for the Bobcats.
Zoe Ringer for the Bobcats here. Here's the setup. Here's the serve. Good serve. Over to Donnelly. Up by Nardone. Up and over to Claire Noble. They're going to say double touch on Nardone, unfortunately.
Yep. So, point for the Bobcats, now up 19-16. I believe their biggest lead this match.
Yeah, I was going to say,
set.
yeah, definitely for the set and 100% for the match because their biggest lead so far was 2.
So, number 34 with the serve, Young.
Ringer
Young.
once again,
Ringer.
up and over. Good tap down by number 23, Chloe List. And the Bobcats starting to pull away with that 4-point lead.
So, Bobcats get the point now, 20-16. Number 34, Ringer, I believe you said?
Yep, Zoe Ringer.
With the serve.
Good serve by Ringer off to Donnelly over to Nardone. She'll tap it off of the wall.
Point
Number
for
23,
the
Chloe
Wolverines
List.
now, 17-20. And looks like the libero number 20 came in for Delaney Sturgeon.
Yep.
And Jenna Vedica will be serving the libero.
So Vedica here serving down 3. Good serve. Front line there for number 23, Chloe List. She'll tap it up and over.
No man's land. Point for the Bobcats now, 21-17. Number 23, I'm guessing Chloe List?
Yep.
Will be serving for the Bobcats.
The sophomore, 6 foot, all go-around player
Jump
for the
serve.
Bobcats. Off the net.
Into the net. Point for the Wolverines now, 18-21.
Checking back in is going to be number 13, Morgan Hooker. Out is Calantis.
Now number 12, Claire Noble with the serve, 18-21.
Good serve by Noble. Backline Fox. Bobcats keep it
Out
up,
of bounds.
but on the outside of the post.
So point for the Wolverines now, 19-21. Claire Noble with the serve once again.
So a couple points here for the Wolverines. Noble with the high-arcing serve. It's out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So point for the Bobcats now, 22-19. And number 11 came in for the libero number 10. I don't know who went out, but 11 came in.
So serving is
The
number
libero
10.
number 10 with the serve.
Mackenzie Fox up by Nardone over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing. Good hit there up through the rafters. It's still alive.
They have to hit it.
Hit there by number 37,
And
Reagan
they
Carroll.
hit it out of bounds. So point for the Wolverines now, 22-22. That's a mouthful, 22-22.
Right? How do you say it? 22.
So
Deuces are wild. 22-22.
number 14, Angie Nardone with the serve, 20 serving, 22.
It's a 2-point lead for the Bobcats. Good serve there by Nardone. Back line for the Bobcats. Set up for Peyton List. She'll tap it up under the wall. Hooker makes the play here. Back over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing off the wall. Back line for the Bobcats. This has to get over. Peyton List. She'll swing too hard.
Out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines now, 21-22. That's easier to say.
Right? That was a big point because you got to keep it within 1.
Yeah, because as soon as you have that 2-point, and once you get to 25,
it is
that's
over.
The winner.
Nardone with
Nardone
the serve.
Served.
Set up to the front line here. Tapped over by number 11, Anna Jaworski.
Hit out of bounds by Nardone, so point for the Bobcats now, 23-21. And number 37 will be serving for
That's a tough
the
one
Bobcats.
because Chloe List and Peyton List have been the swingers. All of a sudden, Anna Jaworski came in with the point. Served there by 37 Carroll. Backline Noble set up here for Donnelly. She'll swing it up and over
Gets
the
it
wall.
over.
Back up to that front line, Peyton List. She'll swing too hard.
Out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines now, 22-23. You guys are determined to make me have a tongue twister when I'm talking.
Coming in was number 21, Delaney Sturgeon for libero. Number 20, Jenna Vedica.
Number 2, Ricciuti with the serve.
Good serve here to the Bobcats side. Set up here for number 11, Jaworski. Too
Gets
hard.
it over, but too hard. So that now gets us 23 all.
That's a bigger point because now each point for serve back and forth is still not enough.
So timeout by the Bobcats.
So good battle by the Wolverines getting back in this one.
And our student section cheering right along with them.
We'll take a little bit of a break. Second set here, 23 all. All right, folks, welcome back here. 23 all. Serving is the Wolverines.
Number 2, Ricciuti with the serve.
Big point
for the Wolverines, 23 all.
Ricciuti with the deep serve up for Chloe List. That front line set up for Peyton List. She's going to have to tap it over that front line. Set up by Claire Noble. Up by Donnelly. Over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing off the line and it falls.
Point for the Wolverines now, 24-23.
Big serve
Is this
here.
set point
This
now?
is set point. If the Wolverines get this point by Ricciuti serving.
I had to
Big
check my
point
math
here.
because you have to have that 2-point
Yeah.
lead once you get to 25. Ricciuti.
Oh, they're going to have, I think, substitutions?
Possibly
Nope,
time
check
out.
that. They're going to say
Bobcats.
timeout Bobcats.
So according to the scoreboard, I see no more time out
Yeah,
left
not
for
the
the
set.
Bobcats.
Yeah, so we'll stay here for a little bit.
So it's only 2 per set per team.
Yes,
then.
yes,
Okay.
correct.
I wasn't sure how they worked for
Yeah,
volleyball.
a little confusion there, but hey, we'll work it out. Big serve here. Game reset. Wolverines dominated that first set. Came out blazing, hot, on fire, whatever you want to call it. Pink out. Crazy stuff. Win that first set 25-18. And listen, folks, they were down by 3 points twice and had a 2-point lead by the Bobcats. And all of a sudden, the Wolverines crawl their way back in. Now have the lead,
Yeah,
24-23.
now Wolverines are here with the set point, 24-23 in this second set. Ricciuti with the serve.
Big serve here by one of the 3 seniors, Angelina Ricciuti. Good serve, back line off of Chloe Liss. Set up for the front line, Peyton Liss. She's going to have to tap it over the wall. Set up by Claire Noble. Up and over to Morgan Hooker. Off, out of bounds.
A little too hard, so that's now 24 all.
Yep.
So you now need 2 points
Yep.
to
So
win
we will
this.
have at least 26 points to win this one.
Whew. So number 8, Peyton Liss, will be serving for the Bobcats.
So big serve by number 8, Peyton Liss. Checking back in was Vedeka for the Wolverines. Here's the serve.
Jump serve.
Back to Vedeka. She'll set it up for Morgan Hooker. Up and over to Delaney Sturgeon. She'll get it up and over for the Bobcats side. This time over to Chloe Liss. She'll tap it up and over the wall. Set up by Hooker. By
She gets
Chloe
it over.
Sturgeon. Or sorry, Delaney Sturgeon. Set up here
Chloe's
by Liss.
sitting in front of us.
No, it caught me off guard. Oh,
Point
out of bounds.
for the Bobcats.
Woo.
Now 25-24. They need one more for this. So this is now set point number 2.
We can have
if that's how you call
we
it.
can have a team of all Sturgeons out there, Thad and all. Here's
so
the serve.
Peyton Liss with the
Set
serve.
up by Morgan Hooker, up by Nardone, up and over by Noble. Good strike there, out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines. Now 25 all.
Wow.
So that tells you we're going to at least 27 in
And
this
we're
set.
rolling. Coming in is number 22, Gabrielle Clantis, who will be.
Serving.
We kind of seen the common sense here. When somebody subs in, they're usually going to serve. So 22.
And the trainer, Chris, had to retrieve that ball.
Yeah.
It went into the far bleachers.
And he's over there jumping too. This is a
so
good one.
Clantis with the serve.
Set up here for number 23, Chloe Liss, off the wall. Set up by Nardone, up by Donnelly, over to Nardone. She'll strike it deep, out of bounds.
A little too far. So point for the Bobcats. Now 26-25. Set point number 3.
Yes.
I think that's how you call it.
Yeah, indirectly, I think number 2 for the Bobcats, but overall, this is the third one by both teams combined.
Number 36 with the
Taylor
serve.
Young. Served there by Taylor Young, set up by Vedeka, up the Nardone, over to Claire Noble. She'll swing back off that wall, set up back by
Nice
Vedeka,
save by the
up by
Bobcats.
Nardone. She'll tap in no man's land, back over to Delaney Sturgeon, back by Delaney, off the net.
Into the net. That is set number 2 to the Bobcats, 27-25.
Oh, that's a frustrating victory there.
So now 1-1 on the match.
Yeah, so we're at least going to see 4
4
sets here tonight, folks. That's such a tough set.
That was back and forth. We've
I
been
would
saying
say-
it since last week with the Shenango game with answering points
Yeah,
back and forth there.
So we'll take a game break here. That'll give me enough time to figure out which Sturgeon's on the court. The Beaver Bobcats with the victory will set with the point, and the set matches this one up 1-all. So we'll take a little bit of break and bring you third set action from Lincoln High School Big Gym. All right, folks, welcome back to our third set. Now that we've taken a little bit of break and kind of gotten our names all jumbled up into a hat and thrown out there, next will be Thad Sturgeon, Wade Sturgeon, and Blaine Sturgeon on the court. Doesn't make any sense, so we'll revamp this here a little bit. We're returning back to the original starters for both teams. A really darn good set, 27-25 in favor of the Bobcats. They tied this one up 1-1.
So now number 37 serving for the Bobcats to open this third set.
So good serve there by Carroll, backline for the Wolverines.
Saved but hit out of bounds, so first point goes to the Bobcats in this third set.
And you kind of feel, folks, both these teams are playoffs. It is a non-conference, but both these teams are playoff bound. You got a little bit of that vibe going on.
So here's the jump serve by number 37.
Front line to Nardone. She'll set up. Nope, they're going to say
I think
double
we're going to say
touch.
double hit. So another point for the Bobcats, now 2-0 in this third set.
And we've
number
seen
37.
that called a couple times so far in this one.
Yep, number 37 now with the serve once again for the Bobcats. Jump serve.
Good serve there to Vetica. Up to Nardone this time. She'll set up. Morgan Hooker, she'll just tap it up and over. Set up for Peyton List on this side. Set up by Donnelly over to Noble. Up to Morgan Hooker again. Backline once again. Peyton List off the wall this time. Out of bounds.
But point for the Bobcats now 3-0. So once again, we have that 3-point lead that Bobcats started that second set. So number 37 serving once again for the Bobcats.
Reagan Carroll with the jump serve. Good serve there. Set up by Vetica up to Nardone, up to Retrudy. Off the wall, back at Donnelly. Swing and a miss by Retrudy.
Now 4-0, our biggest lead for the Bobcats, I believe.
Yep.
So number 37, Carroll. By the end of this match, I will get these names right. Carroll with the jump serve.
Set there by Vetica, up and over the wall. Okay, Morgan Hooker does get it over. Set up by the Bobcats. Up and over by Jaworski. It falls back on her side.
Point for the Wolverines, their first point of this set.
And I think that was a big point to kind of stop that rally.
Number 14, Angie Nardone, will be serving for the Wolverines.
So serving by Nardone. Here's the serve. Straight line, back line of the Bobcats. Set up here for Peyton List. She'll misjudge
the net. So
Yeah.
another point for the Wolverines, 2-4.
And another mistake there by the Bobcats. She misjudged that jump. If Thad was watching, he and I would have done the exact same thing. So
All
here's
right.
the serve by Nardone.
With the serve.
Set up by Chloe in the front line. The Bobcats do get it over. Set up by Nardone. Up for Retrudy. She'll tap it straight down.
To no man's land. Now 3-4. Wolverines are in comeback mode in this set. Angie Nardone with the serve once again for the Wolverines, number 14.
So here's the serve by Nardone. Up and arced by Chloe List. Right for Peyton. She's, wow.
Misjudged it once
time.
again. That brings us to 4-all now in favor of the Wolverines now.
So a couple misplays here by the Bobcats have made this a 4-0 lead, and now the Wolverines 4 unanswered points.
So Angie Nardone with the serve.
Chloe List bobbled it there for Peyton List this time.
She reads that correctly this time, and Bobcats get the point. There's that heat we were talking about in warm-ups initially, Brad.
Yeah, I would say your best bet is to try to not hit it her way. Wow.
So we are now 5-4 in this third set in favor of the Beaver Bobcats. Peyton List with the jump serve.
Vetica sets it up for the Wolverines. Comes back to the net. Tapped over by Retrudy. Up for the Bobcats front line. Chloe List. She's going to have to pop it up and over. Nardone up to Donnelly. She strikes it back to Peyton List. She knows she could have left that one alone.
Net. Point for Wolverines. Now 5-all. And Retrudy will be serving for the Wolverines.
And Peyton List knows. When she hit that on that back line, she knew she should have let it alone. It's 5-all.
So here's the serve by Retrudy.
Good serve this time. Back over to the Wolverines side. Off the wall.
Get it over.
Claire Noble does get it over. Set up for that front wall. Chloe off the wall. Nardone sets it up for Claire Noble over to Morgan Hooker. She'll tap it up and over the line. Chloe List sets it up for the Bobcats. Peyton List back to Nardone. Up in the rafters. Delaney up and over to Morgan.
Into the net by Morgan Hooker. So point for the Bobcats now 6-5. And let's see who we
Couple
have.
substitutions. Number 36,
36
Taylor
came
Young.
in for 11, and number 36 going to be taking this serve.
36,
so Young with the
Taylor
serve.
Young.
And here's the serve.
Backline, Jenna Vedica sets it up for Claire Noble. Too hard.
A little bit too far, so point for the Bobcats now 7-5. And Young, I believe you said, number 36 with the serve. Here's the serve.
Yep, there's the jump serve there. To the front line, down by Chloe List.
Point for the Bobcats, now 8-5. They got that 3-point lead back.
Yep.
So Young with the serve once again for the Bobcats.
Served by number 36, Young. Straight line, out of bounds.
Out of bounds, a little too far, so point for the Wolverines. 6-8. And looks like, let's see, Calantis came in, so she's going to be serving. I think Morgan Hooker went out.
Yep. So number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, trying to keep the Wolverines close in
Here's
this
the
one.
serve.
Set up by Chloe List. Back to Chloe again. Nardone does hit it, but unfortunately
But
hits the
goes
rafter.
to her team on the sidelines there,
Yeah.
out of bounds. So point for the Bobcats, down 9-6 with the substitution. 37 came in, 20 went out, and
Number
34.
34,
Okay.
Zoe Ringer.
All
will be
I can
serving.
see was the 4 from my angle. Here's the jump serve.
Back line there to Calantis, up by Delaney Sturgeon, up and over by Claire Noble. Peyton List will get it up. Set up there at the front line, does clear the net. Delaney Sturgeon does get it up and over. Vedica set up for the Bobcats. Front line there.
Gets it over.
Back over to the Wolverine side. Set up for Nardone. She'll swing up and over. Mackenzie Fox does get it for the Bobcats. Into number 24, Hexvella. Back to Nardone. Swing once again to Peyton List. Set up this time for number 24, Kella once again. Delaney Sturgeon this time. Back to Peyton List. Up for Chloe. Nardone once again. Claire Noble up and over at the net. An unfortunate play.
So point for the Bobcats with a 4th hit on the Wolverines. So that is now 10-6 Bobcats. And number 34 serving once again. I forget who you said that was.
Yep. Zoe Ringer.
Zoe Ringer with the serve.
Set up by Donley. Up to Nardone. Back to Calantis. She'll get it up and over. Back to Peyton List. Set up that front line. Has Kella. And number 24, Kylie Haxvella gets it down for the point.
Point for Bobcats, and I believe Wolverines just took a timeout.
Yep.
So that brings us 11-6 in this 3rd set.
So we'll take a timeout with them. 11-6, Beaver Bobcats with the 3rd set lead. All right, folks, welcome back to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. Once again, the Bobcats will be serving. Zoe Ringer up 11-6.
Here's the jump serve.
Off of Calantis' shoulder, up and over to Noble. She'll get it back to Peyton List's side of the net. Has Kella hits it. I think it will fall
so
inbounds.
Points for the Bobcats, now 12-6. They have now doubled up on the Wolverines, so this is their biggest lead they've had for the night.
A very good start to this set. A lot of momentum swing from the Wolverine side to the Bobcat
so
side.
Zoe Ringer, number 34, with the jump serve.
Backline to Donley, up at the net. It falls to no man's land.
Another point for the Bobcats, now 13-6.
Wolverine communication is falling apart here. They got to keep it together. So Zoe Ringer once again with the serve.
There's jump serve.
Off to Donnelly, up to Nardone, over to Claire Noble. She'll hit it off of, I believe, number 34.
So it goes out of bounds, I believe, off of a Bobcat player. So that gets the Wolverines a point now, 7-13. Number 24, Donnelly, will be serving.
And a much-needed point, folks. So
Yeah,
Donnelly
stop
here
that
with the serve, 100%. Good serve, almost falls in front of Fox. Tapped down by Haskella. Good hit
Gets
by
it to
number
no man's
14,
land.
Nardone.
Another. Oh, they said. This official said point for Bobcat.
I think it showed the point. What they have to do is they have to give the point, and then they point where it was.
Okay,
so, yeah,
then I
they're
didn't
good.
catch him first. Donnelly with the serve, 8-13.
Good serve there to Mackenzie Fox. Set up the front line. Chloe off the front line. Back to Resender.
No man's land.
Delaney Sturgeon.
9-13 now for the Wolverines.
A good wall there by Delaney Sturgeon, and I believe that was Claire Noble as well. So good wall there by the Wolverines.
So 24, Donnelly with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
Good strike there by Donnelly. Set up here for number 37. Off that wall was Reagan Carroll.
So point for the Bobcats now, 14-19. 23, Chloe List, I believe you said.
Yep, number 23,
will be
Chloe
serving
List
for the Bobcats.
with a
Here's the
5-point
jump
lead.
serve.
Back line there, Calantis set up for Nardone. Up and over to Claire Noble. Off the wall, back to the Wolverine side. They will clear it up. Claire
Keep
this
it
time
live,
off the
back.
wall. Up by Delaney Sturgeon, up and over. Set up here for the front line. Number 24 has Keller. She'll knock it down. Good play by Retrudy, but
Got
it does
over,
go
but
out of bounds.
So point for the Bobcats now, 15-9. And 23, Chloe List with the serve.
Serve once again, number 23, Chloe List.
Here's the jump serve.
Back line out of bounds.
Out of bounds, so point for the Wolverines now, 10-15. And it looks like the libero number 20, Jenna Vedica, will be serving for the Wolverines. And here's the serve from Vedica.
I just
Out of
jinxed it. I
bounds.
was going to say good
So
serve.
point for the Bobcats now, 16-10. Speaking of liberos, looks like libero number 10, Mackenzie Fox, will be serving for the Bobcats.
So here's the serve by Fox. High arcing serve there to Vedica, up to Nardone, up to Claire Noble. She'll swing this time off the
Gets it
back
over,
line, and it will
and
fall.
point for the Wolverines now, 11-16. We got another substitution. Calantis coming out and Morgan Hooker going in. And let's see, looks like Claire Noble, number 12, will be serving for the Wolverines.
Serve for the Wolverines, Claire Noble.
We need to clarify something apparently.
Yep. We're gonna have a little conversation here at the front line. While we have the time, again, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, senior night for girls volleyball, right here live. We'll have the JV matchup at 6 o'clock. Then there will be a little bit of break. I believe they're going to do the varsity senior stuff in between the games, so probably 7 o'clock. And then we'll have our match tomorrow night, 7:30. Second to last match already. Folks, we're already the third week of October. And next week, Halloween. We got a good one, too. Friday night, football across the country, wrapping up on a Halloween. That is awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah, and as we've said a couple times tonight, it is not just spooky season, as they say all over social media. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we are, the Wolverines are doing a pink out tonight, as you can see with our student section here. And all the girls, at least on the Wolverines side, have pink bows in their hair. So I think it was some kind of illegal substitution
it's
on
going
the
to be an
Bobcats
illegal
side.
substitution by the Bobcats. Their rotation, I think, is out of order. And whenever you have this is when the confusion arises, and then there's the communication fail, and this becomes a little bit of an issue. So subbing indirectly back in is number 11, Anna Jaworski. Anna Jaworski will be subbing back in. I think indirectly. I don't think that's a point. I think that's a warning the first time. I could be wrong.
All right, so Claire Noble finally getting to serve, number 12 for the Wolverines.
Good serve there by Claire Noble. Set up here by Peyton. She will get it up and over. Donnelly up to Nardone. Back to Claire Noble. She'll strike a little bit off.
Gets it into the net. So point for the Bobcats now, 17-11. Number 37,
Reagan Carroll.
Carroll. Like I said, by the end of this game,
Right?
I'm going to get it. Jump serve by Carroll.
Claire Noble taps it up to Nardone. She'll hit it off the front wall there. Back to Claire. She'll tap it up and over
gets
in
it
no man's
over.
land. Falling
They
is Carroll.
save it.
Peyton List off of Claire Noble. Up by Vetica. She'll have to get over as Nardone. Good hit there by Nardone. Front line here for the Bobcats. Off of the wall. Set up by Vetica. Back to Claire. Tapped up by Retrudy. Back line Chloe List. Set up to the front line. Peyton. Sorry, number 11. Whew, caught me off guard. Anna Jaworski.
So that is point for the Bobcats now, 18-11 in this third set. Jenna Vetica had to go running out into the hallway to get that ball because it went
Jaworski-
right through the open door there.
Jaworski is the third hitter front line here for the Bobcats, but I tell you what, she has held her own.
So number 37, Carroll with the jump serve. Out of bounds, point for the Wolverines now, 12-18.
So staying alive, the Wolverines, with all these unforced errors by the Bobcats on the serves.
So number 14, Angie Nardone, will be serving for the Wolverines.
And checking in for the Bobcats, number 20, Alyssa Tucanard.
Here's the serve.
Set up there for number 11, Jaworski. She'll get it up and over to Morgan Hooker. Back to Morgan Hooker. Off that wall, out of bounds, and that's a point for the Wolverines. Has to stay in bounds.
Okay, so that's now 13-18. And Angie Nardone.
Yep, Angelina
couldn't think of
Nardone with the
name.
serve. Good serve. Set up here for that front line. Jaworski's going to have to, ooh.
Hits it off of one of her own players.
Yeah, hits off
Makes
of
it a
Peyton
fourth
List.
hit. Point for the Wolverines, 14-18.
Yeah, unfortunate there that it went off of Peyton List, but a couple points here, 3 in a row for the Wolverines.
So now just down by 4. Here's the serve by Nardone.
Chloe List sets it up here for the front line. Peyton, and she'll strike it home for the point.
Inbound, so point for the Bobcats now, 19-14. And Peyton List will be taking that serve for the Bobcats.
So Peyton List, number 8, senior 5'11".
There's the jump serve.
Off of Vetica, up to Nardone, over to Donnelly. She'll swing up and over the wall.
Gets it over.
Sets it up here for Chloe. She'll strike. Vetica with the nice play. Tapped up and over by Nardone. Backline Peyton List. Back to Jaworski. Nardone up to Vetica. Back to Nardone. She'll swing it up and over to Peyton List. This time to Chloe. Taps over the wall. It will fall.
No man's land. Point for the Bobcats now, 20-14. All right, Peyton List will take the serve once again. Jump serve.
Hit there by Vetica, up and back
Gets
and
it
over
right
to
over.
Heskella. Front line there, Jaworski. She'll swing up by Vetica, up to Nardone, over to Morgan Hooker. She'll tap it up and over to Peyton List. Front line once again, Chloe this time, and then she'll strike it home.
No man's land on the Wolverine side. Point for the Bobcats, 21-14. Now a 7-point lead for the Bobcats. Peyton List serving once again. Here's the jump serve.
Serve off the net, falls in front of Vetica for the point.
22-14. Wolverines need to get something happening here.
Soon and quick. Because just 3 points away are the Bobcats to winning this third and crucial set.
Here's Peyton List with the jump serve.
Off the net again for the
Point
point.
for the Bobcats now, 23-14.
This is
9-point difference.
Yep, 9-point difference.
Peyton
Peyton List
List.
with the serve.
Jump serve.
Out of
A
bounds.
little too far. Wolverines get that crucial point that they need. Hopefully we get a run with that. So now 15-23. Number 2, Ricciuti will be serving for the Wolverines. Libero went out, and 21, Delaney Sturgeon came in.
Number 2,
Here's
Angelina Retrudy serving. Good serve to Chloe there at the front line. Tapped and over the wall for the point.
Point for the Wolverines.
Oh, I think they're, wait a minute. They're going to say, I think, net play by the Bobcats. Yep.
The
They're gonna say
official
net
called
play.
it point for the Wolverines,
Yeah.
and Bobcats were not happy by that.
Yeah.
So now 16-23, served by Ricciuti.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Bobcats get that point, and now we are at set point, 24-16. So, looks like number 36, Young, I think you said?
Yep, nice.
Will
Taylor
be serving.
Young.
So, here's the set point for that third set, a crucial third set.
Back line to Vedeka, up to Nardone. She'll tap up over that wall. Peyton does get it up over, but I think they're going to
got
say
a double tap.
Yep, double
point
tap.
for the Wolverines now, 17-24. So Hooker goes out, Calantis comes in, and she will be serving, number 22. 17-24 in this third set for the Wolverines.
Yep. So here's the serve by Calantis. Chloe sets it up here for Hezkella. Off of Calantis, out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So that means the Bobcats win this third set 25-17. So they are now up 2-1.
Yep. So after the first set, 25-18.
We at least have one more set,
yeah,
possibly two if the Wolverines can come back.
Yeah, stick around, folks. This is starting to heat up in favor of the Bobcats. Now 2-1. We'll take a little bit of a break and bring you fourth set action. All right, folks, welcome back here to Lincoln High School Big Gym as we have our fourth set coming up here between the Bobcats from Beaver and the Wolverines of Ellwood City.
This is going to be a crucial fourth set.
Yeah.
Either the Wolverines can come back and get us to a fifth set, or the Bobcats will take it.
Yeah, I don't want to really say live or die situation because it is a non-conference game, and they are qualified for playoffs. But this is where teams tend to make that run, especially against a team that I don't want to go on record saying that they're not supposed to win, but let's be honest. They're a 3A team playing the Wolverines, a 2A team. So the 3A team should have the more balanced attack, shall we say. And we've kind of seen that, but the Wolverines have held
Wolverines are
check.
staying in it.
Yeah.
So now starting this fourth set, number 14, Angie Nardone with the serve.
So here's a serve set up here for Peyton List. Off of Vedica up to Nardone to Claire Noble. She'll tap it over that front line.
Gets it over.
Hey.
Wolverines get the first point of this fourth set.
That's a good start for the Wolverines. Staying in this one, keeping it alive.
So Angie Nardone gets to serve once again for the Wolverines, number 14.
Yep. So number 14, Angelina Nardone. Again, one of the 3 seniors. Good serve there to Chloe List. Set up here for Peyton off of that wall.
And just like that, Bobcats answer with their own point. Now 1-all. And 37, Carol, I believe.
Hey, there you go.
It
took
serving.
4 sets, but you got it.
I said by the end of the match. Carol with the serve for the Bobcats now. Here's the jump serve.
Higher can serve to Vedica. Frontline Nardone. She'll sit up Morgan Hooker off that wall. Chloe List does get it back up. Over to Peyton. Tapped over to Nardone. I think they're going to say double touch.
Point for Wolverines.
Nope. Out of bounds, actually.
Out of bounds by Peyton List. So that brings Wolverines up 2-1 with Ricciuti, number 2, with the serve.
Folks, I know you can't see it, but that post in front of the official, we're talking 2 feet away from his face. So when it's out of bounds, it's right in front of him.
Here's the serve. Into
Wow.
the net.
First
so point
time.
for the Bobcats, now 2-all.
I think, to be honest, that may be the first time I've seen Ricciuti hit it into the net tonight. Tough one, 2-all.
So number 8, Peyton List with the serve, jump serve.
Hit up by Claire Noble over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing up and over.
She gets it over,
just
but out of bounds. So point for the Bobcats, now up 3-2.
I like that look by Morgan Hooker, but unfortunately, just out of bounds.
So number 8, Peyton List with the serve once again. Here's the jump serve.
Set up by Donnelly over to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over the wall. Ooh,
No
you
man's
don't want to
land.
do that.
So 4-2. Bobcats have now doubled up on the Wolverines in this fourth set.
Yep.
Peyton List, number 8, with the serve once again. Here's the jump serve.
Hit up by Donnelly. Nardone sets up Morgan Hooker. She'll swing too far.
A little bit too far, so another point for the Bobcats, now 5-2. And I'm losing my breath speaking.
There's a little bit of a break, but not much.
Number 8, Peyton List with the jump serve.
Good serve by Peyton List. The ball will go
Hit
out of
out
bounds.
of bounds by Donnelly. Another point for the Bobcats, now 6-2.
And a couple points here in a row off the serve. We said the first set there, the Bobcats were not serving well. Now they are.
Peyton List with the jump serve.
Nardone and
Hit backwards, out of bounds by
yeah.
Nardone. Another point for the Bobcats, now 7-2.
Yeah, and they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout by the Wolverines.
A lot of miscommunication and a lot of
Not a way you want to start a set.
a lot of errors by the Wolverines. We'll take a break. Fourth set, 7-2, Beaver Bobcats. All right, folks, back here, Lincoln High School Big Gym.
Peyton List serving for the Bobcats, number 8, 7-2 in this fourth set.
Yeah, a big set it is.
Here's
Bobcats
the jump
win.
serve.
Then this is match. So big play here by Delaney. Back
She
to
gets it
Peyton
over.
List. Tapped up by Chloe. Back to Claire Noble. She'll set up Nardone. Taps over the wall. Back to Nardone. Sets up Claire Noble. Back to Delaney. She'll get it up and over. Peyton List taps it up and over.
I heard what you tried to say
yes,
there.
I've been trying not to say it all night. Nardone with a good hit. Back to Chloe. Nardone hits it. It stays in bounds. Morgan Hooker gets it up. Claire Noble into the net.
Another point for the Bobcats, now 8-2. They have now quadrupled the Wolverines'
And
score.
yes, I'm about ready to say Peyton O'Brien. You're right. I know. Peyton List.
Peyton List with the serve, jump serve.
Set up by Donnelly, up to Nardone, over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing out of bounds.
A little too far. Another point for the Bobcats, now 9-2. This has got to be pretty close to their biggest run this.
Yeah. This is definitely their biggest lead for sure now of the night.
So Peyton List with the jump serve.
Right in front of Vedica.
Another point for the Bobcats. I don't know if you noticed, Brad, but Peyton kind of shifted more to her right now.
She's not doing over.
She's not doing a center serve. She's doing more to the right.
Nope. That may be done on purpose. Coming in is number 7 for the Wolverines, Morgan Bungar.
So Peyton List with the jump serve for the Bobcats.
Inbounds.
Another point for the Bobcats, 11-2.
So nothing going in favor of the Wolverines. Now 11-2.
So Peyton List with the serve once again for the Bobcats. Here's the jump serve.
Hit there by Vedica. Up to Nardone. She'll set up Donnelly. She'll swing off the wall.
Gets
it
over.
will fall.
Wolverines finally get that point they needed to break that run.
Yeah,
3-11.
All 3 points so far in the set have been able to break points and rallies.
So Donnelly, number 24, serving for the Wolverines.
So here's a serve by Donnelly. Arcing serve there. Off to Hezkella. Set up for Chloe. She'll tap it up and over the wall.
Just barely over the wall, too. So another point for the Bobcats. Now 12-3. Looks like number 36 coming in for 11 on the Bobcat side, and 36 Young will be serving for the Bobcats.
So Taylor Young with the serve. Up 12-3. We have a whistle. A little communication here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw this again. Some of the things, you're not allowed bracelets. You're not allowed jewelry. You're not allowed anything around your arm. Even if it wasn't a bracelet, you're not even allowed a what do they call those rubber arm
silly bands?
Yeah, silly bands. You're not allowed anything.
Oh no, that's not what.
I forget what
silly
they
bands
call
is
it.
like rubber bands.
Yeah, I forget what they call them, like the arm stay strong or whatever the heck those bands are.
All right, so Young with the
Young.
serve.
Set up here for Nardone. Over to Claire Noble. She'll swing off that wall. Back to
Another
sender.
point for the Bobcats, 13-3. So we see number 20 coming back in now after she got that remedied, whatever jewelry she had.
Yep, number 20 being Alyssa Tucanard.
So Young with the serve once again.
Back to Donnelly, up to Nardone. She'll set up Claire Noble. She'll swing. It will fall.
Inbounds, another point for the Wolverines, now 4-13.
It's a good hit there
I'll
by
tell
Claire
you
Noble.
what, these are very powerful serves I'm seeing here, Brad.
Yeah, there's some really good solid hits. That first set was all airs by the Bobcats, have now kind of swung to the Wolverine side. They got to crawl back in.
Number 22, Clantis came in for, I believe, Bungar number 7, and Clantis serving for the Wolverines.
Front line, the Bobcats, good attempt by number 34.
But the Wolverines get that second point that they need, so they stopped the Bobcats run now 5-13.
So Zoe Ringer with a good attempt there on that front line. It does fall.
Clantis now serving once again for the Wolverines, 5-13. Into the net. Point for the Bobcats now 14-5.
And when you're trying to crawl back into a game, that's one thing you cannot have. Mistakes and errors on your side.
So now 34 Ringer.
Yep, Zoe Ringer.
With the serve, jump serve.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines now 6-14. Yes, okay. I'm waiting for my scoreboard to update because I'm like, I thought it was 6-14. That's what we have. Jenna Vedica, the libero, now serving.
Good serve. Back to the Wolverine side. Tapped down by Claire Noble.
Man's land.
For the point.
They barely kept it alive. I thought it was no man's land and dead ball. But Wolverines have now halved that score. They're at 7-14. The libero, number 20, Jenna Vedica, with the serve.
Good serve there to Mackenzie Fox. Set up there by Hezkella. Back to Peyton List. She'll get it up and over. Donnelly with a good hit there. Set up by Nardone. Back to Peyton List. Set up here for Hezkella. She'll knock it straight down.
Another point for the Bobcats now, 15-7 with 23, Chloe List, I believe, with the serve for the Bobcats. So jump serve.
Good contact there by
She gets it
Retrudy.
over,
Clantis,
but out of
but
bounds. So another point for the Bobcats, 16-7. And Chloe List with the serve once again for the Bobcats. Jump serve.
Good contact there by Clantis. No man's land once again.
So point for the Bobcats now, 17-7, up by 10 points in this fourth and crucial set. Chloe List with the serve once again, jump serve. Into the net, point for the Wolverines now, 8-17. Claire Noble, number 12, will be serving for the Wolverines.
So, couple points here needed for the Wolverines to get back in this one, down 9. Back line here to Mackenzie Fox, set up for Peyton List. She'll swing inbounds.
Another
Did not
point
read it
for
well.
the Bobcats. Now 18-8. Mackenzie Fox, number 10, the libero, serving for the Bobcats. Here's the serve.
High arcing serve. Vedeka sets it up for Claire Noble. She'll tap it over to Donnelly. She'll swing up and over the wall. Chloe does get it up. Set up for Peyton List, and she'll strike it down.
Once again to no man's land now, 19-8. That's an 11-point lead the Bobcats have right now. So Mackenzie Fox, the libero, will be serving once again, number 10.
Here's the serve by Fox. Good arc serve. Vedeka up to Nardone. She'll set up Retrudy. She'll tap it up and over the wall, and it
Gets
will
it
fall.
to no man's land. Wolverines answer back, 9-19 now.
Coming back in is number 13, Morgan Hooker for the Wolverines. Checking out is Calantis.
Number 14, Angie Nardone, will be serving for the Wolverines.
So here's the serve for Nardone. Up to Chloe List. Set up here for number 8, Peyton O'Brien. She'll swing it up and over. Nardone up to Donnelly. Back to
Peyton
Nardone.
List, not O'Brien.
Yep. And it will fall for Nardone.
So another point for the Wolverines, 10-19. You said you've been avoiding it all night, and you finally did it. You said Peyton O'Brien.
Yeah, it's going to happen. For some reason, it's stuck in my head.
So
Nardone
14,
with the serve.
Nardone with the serve.
Haskell gets it over to Peyton List. She'll get it up and over and off of Retrudy, and it will fall.
Point for the Bobcats, now 20-10. Number 37, Carroll with the serve for the Bobcats.
Here's the serve.
Jump serve.
Off of Claire Noble, up by Morgan Hooker, is saved by Nardone, taps it up and over. Set up here for Peyton List. She'll knock it down and inbounds.
Now 21-10.
Yeah, that one was very, very close to the line. Very close to the line.
Your Beaver team is just ecstatic over there.
Yep.
You can hear them.
Serving
Number
is
37, Carroll with the serve for the Bobcats. Jump
set
serve.
up by Morgan Hooker to Nardone. She'll go back to Hooker. Off the wall, set up by Donnelly. Up by Nardone, over to Claire Noble. She'll tap it up to Peyton List. Tapped over back by the Wolverines. Good contact here. Good rally. Peyton List this time. Off of Morgan Hooker, out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So 22-10 now in this fourth set. And Carroll with the serve once again, number 37.
So the Bobcats now with a 12-point lead, a double-digit lead, something that we don't really necessarily see a lot against the Wolverines.
Here's the jump serve.
Set up by Vedeka, up by Nardone, over to Morgan Hooker. She'll loop it up and over. Front line there for the Bobcats. Tap back down by Retrudy.
Wolverines get the point now, 11-22. They just half that lead. So Retrudy, number 2, will be serving for Ellwood, 11-22 in this fourth set.
Retrudy with the serve. Chloe List once again hitting it, as she's done all night. Peyton List off the wall, out of bounds.
Out of bounds, point for Bobcats. I'm starting to confuse teams now. Number 8, Peyton List, will take the serve with a 23-11 lead.
There's the serve. Good serve up by Vedeka over to Nardone. Tapped over by Delaney into the net.
Another point. So that now makes it set and game point for the Beaver Bobcats. 24-11 in this fourth set. Peyton List with the serve. Okay, the official on our side made Beaver's team sit down.
Gotta be sitting down.
And here's the set.
Vedeka saved
by
Noble.
Claire Noble, but it goes down inbound. Beaver Bobcats win 25-11, making the score 3-1 for the Beaver Bobcats being your victor tonight, 3-1.
So there you go, officially in the books. Ellwood City fans, Beaver Bobcats win the fourth set there, 25-11. The Bobcats lose the first set, 25-18, and then rally after that to win the second set, 27-25. Win the third set, 25-17, and finish off with a 25-11 win over the Wolverines. Hey, folks, it was a very good, very clean non-conference game here between the Bobcats and the Wolverines. Hey, you got to give credit where it's due. The Bobcats played very, very well. There's a reason why they are in the playoffs. There's a reason why that they are going to go into the playoffs and qualify for 3A. There's a reason why they won this match. But give credit as well to the Wolverines. They made it a contest. It's not always easy playing out of not only your section, but a division. So give credit to where it's due. Both teams played very well. The Bobcats will improve to 11-1. The Wolverines will fall to 8-6. But they've got two more matchups Tuesday night.
Yeah, catch us tomorrow night for our next stream. It will be the senior night game for the volleyball. JV will start at 6. We believe the senior night festivities will occur between the games, probably around 7 o'clock or so. Then 7:30 with the varsity match. I believe you said Mohawk, correct?
Yes, we'll be playing Mohawk tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll be back live again at Mohawk for middle school football. And then finally, to close it out, Friday night, we'll be finishing the week back home, senior night for varsity football against Laurel. A tough one there. So once again, final score from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Bobcats 3-1 over the Wolverines. I've been your host, Brad Windhorst, alongside Dakota Marshall. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us live tomorrow. Big one, senior night. We'll see you tomorrow night, folks. Good night.